and gentlemen, boys and girls, and lovers of drones everywhere, welcome to Thursday Night Live. Hey, it's the Ken and Ken Show. Hey, everybody.
Welcome on back. Welcome on back.
Hey, good to have you back, Ken.
Hey, it's great to be back, Ken.
You are, now I've seen a lot of fake Dobos, but you're the original one.
That's what they tell me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't be fooled by copycats. He's the original.
Yeah, you can't. You gotta always buy the original.
That's right. Man, we've got a lot to talk about tonight, and I'm gonna try to keep the stream under 7 hours. You good? You good for 7, 6, maybe?
Yeah, I'm good. I don't got a flight out till 1 o'clock, so we're good.
No, it won't be that long.
All right.
But we're gonna talk about the Wyoming House Judiciary meeting. I know it doesn't sound interesting, but this can affect us all. This kind of thing. This is another legal milestone that was shot down in flames.
Oh, or maybe poor choice of words. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. The bill that wanted to make it legal to shoot down drones has been shot down. We'll talk about that. I've got video. We've got Tammie Jean sitting in for Jeff Sills for the news. Yeah. And I don't know. In rehearsal, she's doing pretty well.
It's impressive.
Jeff
it's impressive.
Might have something to worry about. It's much like Anchorman. You know, when they finally brought in, what was her name? And
Veronica.
Brought in Veronica, and she kicked all kinds of ass. And then they're like, oh, but I'm the news guy. You know, it's news man. Anyway, so we'll have her in. And I'm going to be giving away tonight, if you haven't already entered, you can still do so, this Triple Tech tablet.
Ooh.
This is an Android shiny tablet. Yeah, it's an $800 value. And all you had to do was enter by watching the penis bridge video.
Yeah, and there was a lot of penises on that bridge.
So
I was actually
many penises.
I was shocked.
Yeah.
Shocked.
Yeah. The shocker. That's what it was.
It
was the shocker. What's new with you, Ken? Stop.
Oh, not much, man.
Okay.
Just living the dream, man. Trying to make it, I guess. That's it. Really nothing new.
Oh, well, you said you had to jet off to
yes.
Where are you going?
I am heading to Houston tomorrow. We're doing the Texas Drone Workshop. It's basically a meeting of the minds, if you will. Got Billy Kyle, Vic Moss, or we call him Vic Ross, Adrian Doko. We've got a bunch of people in the industry going there. We're going to be sharing some knowledge with people that are coming to take part in the courses. So that takes place 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, and it's a hands-on learning class. We did it. This will be the second year that I've done it, but it was a big hit last year. It was actually pretty fun. So we're back at it again this year.
Awesome. And you know the weather's starting to warm up, and people are gonna get out there and start flying again. And then we have this little magical period before September 16th, right? Before it all goes to hell. This magical.
Yeah. You know what? I try to bury that down deep. Like I'm just burying it down, and
push
I'm not.
It down. Don't even think
I know
about
it's coming, and I know there's a lot of people that are like, it's gonna be upon us soon. But it's like taxes. Do you really want to think about it? You got to deal with it, but I don't want to think about it. That's how I'm treating remote ID. Yeah. I'm treating it like taxes.
Everything is pretty volatile right now. There's a lot of things up in the air.
That is damn sure.
And they're keeping the FAA busy. Let's just talk a little bit about balloons. I had no idea that the national radar was pretty much ignoring all the slow-moving small objects, and now they're taking a look at them.
Such a weird thing that all of a sudden now this is on the radar, because didn't you send something up that made it like 50 miles or some shit?
It did go about maybe it was up in Yeah, it was
so similar thing, like these weather balloons go up because you were testing the remote ID module,
right? Drone tag,
yeah, it's crazy. So it's like same situation is like we got these things floating around. They've been up there forever, but all of a sudden now they're on our radar, and It's sort of weird, like seeing this discussed. I don't know.
Yeah, but
I find it weird.
Did we have to spend $2.3 million to pop a balloon? You know what I mean? Like, don't we have stick technology? Couldn't we just have, I don't know, done anything else? Shot at it with some rounds? I don't know. Did we have to spend all that money? I mean, because everybody was watching it, everybody was filming it, and when it flew over Kentucky, people are like, I know it's 5 miles high, but I'm going to give it a shot. Got my 50 cal. Shakoom. I know I put a hole in it. It's coming down. You know that they're doing that. You know that they're shooting at it.
I don't know. Like, some reason, like the whole thing just seemed just crazy. But in my mind, as I'm seeing this balloon and seeing them take this down with the style that they took it down, I heard like Team America in my head, America, fuck yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that's in my head as they were taking the balloon down.
And as soon as we heard about the balloon, I started getting some really funny pictures from people. One I'll share now. I'll share two of the funniest one. Here's one. I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
It's the new. Oh, I don't have one. Do I have to sign an NDA? I gotta try that. And then this may be culturally insensitive. My apologies. I didn't make this, but it's still funny. Okay. Thanks, China. All right.
Uber Eats. My favorite was the up meme.
Oh yeah. I don't have that.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
That was a good one. Now we're gonna take a deep dive a little bit later on this. Remember this D-bag here? That's Senator from Wyoming, Senator Nuts, Charlie Scott.
Yeah, Colonel Sanders over there.
Yeah, he's the guy that said, "Well, just shoot the drones down." Whew. Boy, there was a reaction from the drone community, and we'll take a deep dive on that and how it was shot down in dramatic fashion. But before we go any further, my goodness, I know people are starting to remind me, but we can't go any further without our favorite sponsor, the Cadillac of processed meat. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about Pigeon Jerky.
You'll enjoy Pigeon Jerky, the Cadillac of processed meats. You'll enjoy Pigeon Jerky, and you'll give your family a treat. It's balanced nutrition to help them grow. Yeah, and it's full of to make them go.
Here we go.
You'll enjoy Pigeon Jerky,
the Cadillac of processed meats. Yeah, thank you, Pigeon Jerky, a fine sponsor since 1970. Without sponsors like Pigeon Jerky, I wouldn't be able to do this.
That is true.
And without fine members and supporters like you watching right now, I certainly wouldn't be able to do this. So please take a moment and make sure that your membership is up to date. If not, go ahead and just grab a membership. There's a link in the description how you can do that. You can also gift memberships and support the channel that way. I do have a Patreon page. I don't talk about all that much. You can support that way as well, and it really does help.
And what do members get with that membership kit?
Absolutely nothing.
You get some fine content
you
that we
get
talked about.
Content. Yes, you get the content.
You get the content. You got to get the goods. Some good content was recorded.
Yes, me, you, and Tammie, we recorded just before the show. Man, that was what were we talking about? We can't let that.
We can't.
No, but it's very, very revealing.
It was dicey. It got a little bit. I don't know how we went down that rabbit hole. I don't know.
We took a left turn and
we took a left turn. We seem to do that often.
But we made a U-turn. We brought it back.
We made a U-turn. Yeah. We came back. We got back.
We did.
We got back.
So before we go into the news, I just wanted to let everybody know that in case you don't know, that Jim Beauchart is still recovering. There's no weekly Beauchart or bi-weekly Beauchart just yet. But
I do. He did give me a piece of content. He said that I would be stuck on a joke, so he's writing jokes for me.
Oh, so the jokes we'll hear tonight are from
a joke, unless if he is still listening and he can throw another one at me. I've got one in the hole.
Okay.
So Jim, I need another one in the holster. So I'm just here embodying Mr. Beauchart's doings. I'm just merely a vessel for his voice. That's it.
It's Beauchart by proxy tonight with Ken Dono.
Beauchart by proxy.
Yeah.
Beauchat. We're gonna call me Beauchat.
Beauchat. I do want to play something very quickly, and a lot of you sent this to me. You know the FPV guy, Quad Mover.
Oh yeah.
Well, I've shared some of his videos before, and a lot of people linked me to this, and this is truly amazing. Have you heard about the toroidal propeller?
I did a video on it. I posted it to TikTok. I printed them out. People are interested in it because it's got over 300,000 views.
Yeah. Okay. So this is from Quad Mover. So you did the same thing. You printed some of these out, right?
I printed them out.
Okay. So what's the idea behind these?
So the idea behind this is that it can generate more thrust, more lift, while also reducing the decibel frequency that a prop can actually spin at. However, there is a glaring issue because, as you know, Quad Mover never talks in his videos, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't really talk about things. 3D printing props, like what he's doing here, is incredibly dangerous.
Oh, yes.
Because, yeah, super, super dangerous. I don't recommend it for anybody. And I said that a couple of times in my videos that we put on TikTok, is that I don't recommend doing this. While it's fine here and it looks good, his design is actually one of the better ones that I've seen that have produced this because it allows better adhesion to the base that actually mounts to the motor. See how he's got those covers that are actually covering the stators? It's smart because it's allowing each layer of the blade to adhere to it all the way down, versus all the designs that I've seen on Thingiverse. There's not a lot for that blade to grab to, and what happens is under any sort of load, they're coming apart. Not only that, they're not balanced. So we don't really know if they're going to do what MIT claims. I did see that GemFan is prototyping these props, so I don't think it will be too long before we have toroidal props that are made out of polycarbonate that will be available to the public.
That'd be cool. I mean, even if it's just a gimmick, it's a
yeah. I mean,
gimmick.
it's cool. I will say they are quieter. They are quieter, but it's like you're trading one frequency for another. But they are quieter. I can see it being a big thing.
Do you want quieter with a FPV quad though? I kind of want louder. How do we make them louder?
I don't know. The other thing people thought was, okay, you can fly this around people because the prop is essentially safer. Let me tell you, when I was in my studio, I accidentally nicked my thigh with it flying, and it is not safer. It will still cut you, just not as severely, but it will still leave a laceration. And oh, and by the way, if it hits your thigh, the whole freaking prop blows apart. That was fun.
What kind of TPU were you using?
You use PETG. So the material that he's using is PETG. That's what they recommend because it can withstand heat, and it's got a tiny bit of flex to it. So that's why they recommend that material for that. But like I said, I don't recommend 3D printing props. It's definitely a dangerous thing to do. That's why you're not really seeing very many videos on that. His is one of the better designs, but I really don't recommend doing it.
Yeah, his builds are pretty amazing.
They're good. They're meticulous, right? Yeah. Like all of his stuff is very, very meticulous, and he flies all of that line of sight, so that's pretty impressive too.
Yeah. All right. So, and I see people are super chatting. That's great. I think I might hear a train a-coming. If you want to hop on, I'll mention your name and your comment here in just a minute. But there's a letter I want to share. From Steve Lawrence, and he says, "Hello, Ken. I sent your comment about having my near fatal stroke while flying my Mavic Pro 2 last June while at work, live on national news." So he was flying for the news and had a stroke.
Okay.
Have you heard about this guy?
I have not heard about this guy.
Just this week, my rehab techs made a simple, easy mod to my controller to help me fly my P4P and mini drones again. See the attached photo below. And he sent pictures, but I can't really figure out what he's got here. Maybe because his left side is weaker. Okay. But here he is right here. This is he and his wife. He said, my stroke paralyzed my left side. Today I'm able to use my left arm and hand about 50% of what it was. Hopefully by the year anniversary, I will be almost closer to 100%. The neurologist told me it would be many calendars before I would be able to drive or operate motorized things again. That was 147 days, and that's when I was cleared to drive a car again. On a side note, my beautiful, caring wife, pictured here, was right with me from day one when this all went down, and she was solid as a rock, supporting me through this huge, life-changing event. My wife is from Tennessee. We met in 2016 and married October 9th. Take care. I enjoy the vids. We had a YouTube channel before the stroke, but we haven't been able to create much content since, but I will get back to it hopefully soon. And that's Steve Lawrence. And, there's a lot of people watching that have medical issues but they still want to fly. And I get
they find a way
like this all the time. Yeah, there is a way, and I appreciate you sending that in. Got some great viewer videos tonight. One is pretty hilarious. Let me just go ahead and get that out of the way real quick.
Let's do it.
All right. This is from Paul Brown. And, I love Epidemic Sound. Link in the description. Free trial link for 30 days. Sound effects, music. And when people get into Epidemic, they discover these epic movie trailer type, and that really excites you as an editor with your video. And so because what he has is kind of peaceful video, but then this music. So what I did, I turned it into kind of a movie trailer. I wrote a script and I added this. This is his video.
Did you narrate it though?
And his music with my trailer voice narration.
Fantastic.
This time, it's personal. So here it is. This is Cliff Walk, the movie, from Paul Brown. Enjoy.
It all began in a place you might not expect. A sleepy little Rhode Island town will never, ever be the same again. Sparks were flying at a cliff where they met, and he fell hard. But she was the daughter of a rich and powerful family who did not approve of this sordid romance. Because, well, she was an heiress to a paperclip fortune. He was just a humble drone pilot. Oh, sure, he could film a big-ass house from any angle he wanted to. They would steal away every moment they could together, for they were, after all, in love. He taught her how to fly a drone, but despite the formidable hurdles these lovesick kids had to jump, the one thing they couldn't overcome was the fact that he was a pincher and she a thumber. This summer, love is up in the air. Straight to DVD. This story will be flying off the shelves. The Cliff Walk. Rated R for extreme nudity.
Yeah! Ken, are you okay?
Yeah.
You were on the edge of your seat the whole time.
I was feeling all the emotions throughout that entire trailer.
All of them.
Oh gosh, I cannot wait for that to hit Netflix and Hulu.
I if it's Epidemic music, I don't change the music on the videos. I have to for other stuff because of copyright. But yeah, I saw that and I was like, this needs something.
You know, it's funny. I know exactly where he filmed all of that because I've flown there before.
Oh.
Beautiful, beautiful spot.
Yeah.
Beautiful spot.
Oh, good.
But that just hit different, man.
Stay tuned for Cliff Walk Part 2 coming in 3D.
All right, so just very quickly. Oh, I think I hear a train. I want to mention some people who are supporting the channel right now, and then we're going to get into the news because Tammie Jean standing by, y'all. But let me go ahead and thank everybody. I want to thank the the early adopters in the pre-chat, which disappears for some reason once the stream starts. Weird. But thank you, everybody in there. I think Koshat was one of them. Drone Rob, thank you very much. And Quinn. Drone Rob, thank you for the $20. He says, it's National Tim Tam Day. You know what a Tim Tam is?
No. What is a Tim Tam?
It's an Australian, graham cracker covered in chocolate or something.
Oh, okay.
It's really good.
That sounds
you can order them on the Amazon.
Okay.
Philip Koshat, thank you very much. He says, I'm feeling lucky. Thanks for the $10.
Hey.
Leonard Oglesby and Quinn, they've been members. Thank you very much. Leonard says, we get a Tammie upgrade, Jeff will never live down. Yeah, we'll just have to see. We may never see Jeff again.
Maybe. And you know what? I love Jeff.
I do. Yeah, he's awesome. Yeah.
But
you know what, though? Tammie will never be able to grow a goatee as well as Jeff.
We don't know that.
Well, hers is fine. It's coming in great, but Jeff's is so much bushier. Have Drone Will Fly, been a member for 15 months. Thank you. He says, what's up? Northside Hawk, member for 18 months. Member of the Pigeon Jerky Gang. Thank you so much. Wowzers, he says. Artco Drone Solutions, $5. Thanks, Art. Artco will be live in Florida Saturday. What's going on in Florida Saturday, Ken? You know anything?
Saturday? This Saturday? Nothing going on this Saturday. Now, April 1st.
Yeah,
April 1st. April 1st. We're going to be there.
Yes, the Kens will be there. I will be there.
The Kens will be there.
Yeah. And there's a couple other meets, like some barbecue thing. I'm going to endeavor to get to all these meets. Again, if you want me to go to these meets, my car gets 11 miles a gallon. Please super chat, please.
You've got me beat. Oh, there you go. You got Aviano Rob C, man.
Oh, well, let's not skip ahead. Let's not skip. I don't want to skip anybody.
That one just popped up like that.
I did pop. I like those bright colors.
Well, he'll get it twice. You get the twice.
Yeah, and Andy. Hey, Andy Cortez with a 5-pounder. Thank you, Smeghead. American can no longer shoot down any more balloons due to inflation. Yeah, that's funny. Filters Aerial Photography, $4.99 with a cool super sticker. Thank you very much. And, oh my gosh, Crimson Knight DX, $2. Hey, Ken, drone crash video anytime soon? Maybe. Yes, I'm working on Drone Crashes Volume 9. That's going to come out very soon. Very, very soon. I'm about 30% done, so. And Art at C Squared Aerial Imagery, been a member for 7 months. Evening, Ken and Dono. And Dynadrone sent $5. He says, hello, Kens. Thank you very much, Dynadrone. Itchy Sack FPV.
Itchy. The itchiest of sacks.
If you have a sticker, please send me your Itchy Sack sticker. You can send it. If you have a sticker and you want me to have your sticker, I love stickers. Send it here.
Where would you put his itchy sack?
Oh, I would put it in a prominent place.
You would want that somewhere.
Yeah.
Be well read. Read.
Yes, I would put it somewhere where it could be scratched often.
Yes.
Brad Henderson, I've got a video from you tonight from St. Louis. Hey, Ken, apologies. I wasn't able to meet up with you in St. Louis on Sunday. Hope you enjoyed your time in the loo. I did. And the loo is also the bathroom, I believe. So if you live in the loo, it's kind of a shitty, as the French would say. In the Woods, been a member for 16 months. 16 glorious months. Thank you. And Rob, Aviano Rob. Thank you, Rob. Man, my Robs really come through for me. They really come through. Thank you, Rob. $50. Thank you, Ken, for all you do for the drone community. Thank you, Rob. Such a big supporter.
Much appreciated, Rob.
And we have a third Ken Torbeck with $5.
Hey.
Clara is happy. Another show from her favorite streamer, Tammie. Hold on a second. Wait a minute. I thought I was you. All right. Thank you very much, Ken. And Mudball Creative has been a member for 8 months. Cliffwalk 2. There's Something About Mary. Something About Mary. And Art at C Squared Aerial Imagery LLC. Thank you very much for the $20. Appreciate it.
Hey.
Ken, for your anti-balloon ammo. Oh yeah, you got to stock up on that. You got to stock up on the anti-balloon.
Got to have the ammo.
Yeah.
For the balloons.
Yellow Rose Jones, been a member for 28 months. Thank you very much. He says Arco is just going down for a fishing trip in Florida. Oh, okay. And Philip Koshat reminding us that he's been a member for a really long time, 27 months.
Woo!
Will continue to support. Thank you very much, the Koshat. Is there, man? I think we just got.
What'd you do?
We got sprayed with
shat.
We got shattered upon. Yes, we got some Koshat for you. And Brad Berry, thank you very much for the $20. Ken Squared, thank you for being on. Thank you for watching. Appreciate it, Brad Berry. JB Flying, 99 cents. Thank you very much. And Old Farts with Drones, who's got a very nice ZZ Top-like beard. Thanks for the $10.
Yes, he does. It's
Howdy.
soft.
Have you touched it?
I haven't touched it. You know, it's funny. I've been to Vegas multiple times, and I have not yet to link up with Bob. Eventually I will.
Would he let you touch it, though?
I think he will. Really? I hear he charges, but that's like most things in Vegas. You got to pay the toll.
Yeah.
But he's going to be down at the South Florida Drone Meetup, so we could touch it then.
Okay.
We get a photo.
Do you know?
It's like $10 a photo.
Will Chris Hope be there? Because he has another great beard, and he let me touch his beard. Do you think that those two would let me braid their beards together?
I'm going to go with no.
I want to braid their beards together.
I'm going to go with that. You don't have any hope.
Well, if you guys will let me, that would be a great photo op. Thank you very much, old fart. And he says, howdy, fellow old farts. Bob Casey, been a member for 26 months. Thank you very much. Ken and Ken, two great ambassadors of the community. And what is it? Dankuri.com. Is that a pod thing?
we both are looking really old right now as we're
Well, you know what? I went to the optometrist 2 days ago, and
how'd that go?
I'm getting new glasses.
Oh, good.
Like a whole new. These are gone. These are gone. I'm getting different frames, and I'll look different.
It's going to be a new look. Younger or older? Are we going with an older look or a younger look?
Oh, well, I'm getting the ones that come down here and they hang on a string. You know.
Oh, that's going to look good on you.
When I can see the photo album of my grandkids. So thank you, Dankure.com. Been a member of the Pigeon Jerky Gang for 1 month. 11 miles per gallon, but worth it. Yes, a car guy. You understand. You get it. And
the sacrifice we make.
It's
the burden
true.
we bear.
It's true. Jenna C., thank you very much, Jenna. $19.99. But wait, that's not all. You also get 2 Ronco Inside the Eggshell Egg Scramblers for the one price. Thank you, Jenna. To ensure your little home on wheels is well stocked with TP. Now, Jenna, I did not end up getting the RV. It was too much for the cop car to pull, and I realized that I'm going to need that money to fuel my RX-8. So I'm going to do something else, but thank you very much anyway. And Dirt Road Drones, $10. Much appreciated. Thanks for all you do for all of us. And with that, now, just because I've stopped talking about it doesn't mean you have to stop those coming in. And you can also gift members. We need 10 new members tonight. That's the goal. That's not a lofty goal. We can get 10 new members, can't we, Ken?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think it's a hard ask.
No. And with that, let's go ahead and get into
the news.
Stop the music. It's time for news.
Let's head over into the drone newsosphere. Sitting in for Jeff Sills, it's Tammie Jean. Hey, girl. How you doing?
Hey, everybody.
Hey, welcome to the show, girl. You looking good. Awesome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, thanks for doing this.
Wow, this is fun being on here with the Kens.
Yeah.
It's a perk. It's a fringe benefit.
That's right. Man, you got a good looking set over there. Let's just take a moment. You got the drone news sign. You got the sexy news. You got the Beauchart over there. You got the Jeff over there. You got it going on.
The lighting, the little details.
Do you know what kind of lighting this is?
What kind of lighting is that?
Well, recommended to me by Max Air 420. These are grow lights.
Oh,
Of course they are.
what? He's growing tomatoes.
Yeah.
Or my hair.
Or your hair. Yeah. If you get a
Oh.
little bit taller during the newscast, we'll know. Why not?
No.
Yeah. All
He's
right.
such a Max is so thoughtful.
Yeah, he is. He's a good guy.
He's a gent.
All right. What do we got in the news?
Oh, we've got a lot of stories tonight. But can I just say hi to my friend Clara before I start?
Nope. I mean, yes. Of course you can.
Hi, Clara.
Hey,
all right.
hey, Clara.
Into the news.
Yeah.
Our first story is actually some new drone footage coming out of Turkey. As we all know, there was a massive 7.8 earthquake that struck Turkey and Syria on February 6th. This earthquake, along with almost 4,000 recorded aftershocks so far, have completely devastated the area. And there have been over 42,000 deaths.
That's crazy.
Yeah, the drone footage, of course, is really shows the devastation and also shows a significant fault line stretching through a city right near the epicenter.
Look at that.
Wow.
It's crazy
Yeah.
that you can see the actual line from the air.
Yeah. And there's a shot of a car inside the road here in a second.
This is wild.
They
I
really-
haven't seen any of this.
Yeah, they've really been decimated by this earthquake. Where do you see this? I mean, it's changed the landscape for good.
Absolutely.
And there's a lot of lawsuits going on from people who are suing the builders of these buildings that just pretty much crumpled into dust.
Really?
Yeah, there's a lot of shoddy building.
7.8 is a really large earthquake.
Massive earthquake.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, man, here it is. Our hearts go out to them. But, leave it to a drone to get the shots,
That is true.
And you can see those lines in the road right there do not line up anymore. One is about, 2 feet to the right of where it used to be. It's so crazy.
Yeah. Wow.
Terrible.
All right.
All right. Next up, we have a story about a type of drone chopper that's being added to UK's Royal Navy. The Austrian firm Scheibel has won the contract to deliver a rotary wing UAS to the UK's Ministry of Defence. These long-range craft, known as S-100 camcopters, will provide a protective eye in the sky to the Royal Navy warships with their cutting-edge intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance capabilities. The S-100 can perform vertical takeoff and landing, operate day and night, and even in adverse weather conditions.
That's cool.
Yeah. And another thing that makes it so great is that it launches quickly. You don't have to wait for all your GPS signals.
Right. You don't have to wait for your pilots to suit up or finish eating or go into the bathroom or whatever.
Yeah. It's got a rapid launch and radar, infrared, and an automatic identification system that helps it find, track, and identify targets.
How big is this
Wow.
thing? Because it's hard to tell scale.
That I don't have here, but I think that this is a sizable piece of equipment.
How many
It's like a small pony.
how many toddlers could you stuff in that thing? I'm guessing if you put them in there real tight, probably 11. I'm guessing.
You think 11?
It looks like it could handle
Easily.
11. I mean, on the
11
toddler scale,
toddlers.
yeah. I mean, we measure everything in toddler scale.
Of course.
Here, yeah. Because I don't have children. That's why I do that.
Toddler scale.
Yeah, I mean, no. How many toddlers can it lift? How many toddlers will fit inside? It's the toddler scale. TS. Back to you in the newsroom.
All right. Our next story is about a Senate bill that has been proposed, which would update the rules for flying beyond visual line of sight.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Senators Mark Warner of Virginia and Tom Thune of South Dakota have introduced legislation that would allow unmanned aerial vehicles for commercial use to fly beyond visual line of sight. This bipartisan effort would order the FAA to develop a more efficient process for allowing BVLOS. I have a hard time saying that.
BVLOS, yeah.
So that commercial operators would not have to get approval before every flight. So the bill proposes for there to be a UAS certification unit added to the FAA, and there would be a new position added which would focus on UAS integration.
That would be good. That's something we absolutely need.
Yeah, and I think it's a step in the right direction too. You know, just even understanding that this is something that is needed, and you know, depending on what you're flying, is safe under many conditions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the FAA definitely needs more people to work for them. They're overworked right now.
So the senators believe that drones have the potential to transform the economy, and that these changes will help the U.S. compete on the global level with drone use and technology.
Absolutely. Ken, what are you drinking?
A&W.
A&W. Okay, so you are having a beer, albeit root.
I am having a root beer. So I neglected to state that I quit alcohol.
What?
We're going on 16 days now. I have a little thing back there. Yeah.
Do you have a chip? Do you have a chip? Did you go to a room with a circle and stale donuts and everybody?
They don't do chips anymore. The place that I'm going, they give you a prop and they clip your prop every time you go, sort of like they clip a bird's wings. Yeah, you know, it's good. It's good for the diet, man. I'm losing a lot of weight. I feel like $1 million.
Alcohol is fat.
Wow, good for you.
Yeah, and you look great too.
Well, thank you, Ken. I really appreciate that coming from one Ken to another.
Yeah, man. Us Kens gotta support each other.
You gotta Ken together.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this next story is about a 50-year-old man from Dublin named Eric Brills, who was charged with intentionally interfering with aviation operations after he flew his drone near the Dublin airport last month.
Look
Looks
at
like
this.
an evil villain. Doesn't he look like somebody from a Bond? Like, I'm gonna kill them all.
What did you say? What did you say earlier about this dude, Tammie?
I said he looks like he's about to say, "I have a special set of skills."
Does he?
You know?
He kidnapped my daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he flew near the airport. So sightings of his drone on January 24th caused 2 flights to be diverted and for the entire airport to be shut down for 90 minutes. He affected the bottom line. So, of course, we all know it's illegal to fly near the airport in Dublin. It's within 3 miles of the airport. I believe that's 5K. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
He is charged under the Air Navigation and Transport Act for interfering with the safety of an aircraft in flight.
Oh.
And this charge carries a penalty of life in prison with no chance for suspended sentence or probation.
Oh my goodness. And I just got this note from my producer that doesn't exist. Apparently, in Ireland, they're going to be doubling his sentence. All right. You get it? You get it, Dublin? Because, all right.
I get it.
Tough room.
Well, his next court appearance is April 14th, so we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah, we will. Poor guy.
Shouldn't fly near airports.
Don't do it. It's bad.
Everyone knows that, right?
Yeah, it's common sense. Nobody here does it.
All right. Well, the next news story is about Google Maps, and I love the title. It says Google Maps is slowly but surely turning into the Matrix.
Oh, how's that?
Yeah. Well, they're rolling out a new feature called Immersive View.
Uh-huh.
So Immersive View uses AI and computer vision to fuse billions of street view and aerial images and create a digital model of the world.
Wow.
It can also layer on information like weather, traffic, how busy a place is. So it's going to start rolling out as of today in London, Los Angeles, New York, San Francisco, and Tokyo. And in the coming months, the feature will launch for even more cities, including Amsterdam, Dublin, Venice, and Florence.
Oh.
So
another reason to not have to go outside. Stay inside and be sedentary. Eat those Cheetos, friends.
Well, they're billing it as, a helpful tool if you were planning a trip, let's just say to the Natural History Museum in New York City. You could do a little flyover of the building like you're in a drone. Check out where the entrances are, where you could park, if there's a good restaurant down the street. So,
insane.
Yeah, and you can even slide the little slider, see what it looks like at daytime, nighttime.
Wow.
Pretty cool, huh?
It is cool. I'm sure there's...
No, what is that called? What is that called, Tammie?
It's called immersive view. So you have to make sure that you have the latest version of Google Maps installed on your phone. And it may take a few days to fully upload and incorporate the new technology for immersive view. So they say be patient if it doesn't show up right away.
And to think, me and Ken, we were checking out that bank we were going to rob, remember?
Yeah.
We were casing the joint, and we didn't have to go down there and hang out in the windowless van and take measurements. We just had to go on the Google.
Yeah, and we're worried about balloons.
Yeah, planning our getaway route and everything. Come on, it's easier this way.
That's true. Google Maps is going to give them everything they need.
You don't need a balloon.
Balloons. Come on. Satellites are the thing.
All right. Well, this next video is pretty crazy. It shows the moment that a Russian drone boat packed with explosives smashes into a key Ukrainian bridge that connects to Moldova. The bridge, here it comes.
Oh! So that was a remote-controlled boat?
Yeah.
That was nuts.
Crazy. Some reports say it was an underwater drone. Others believe that it shows a surface vessel. But this attack, they say, is the first time that Russia has used this type of attack in the war.
Это в реальном времени, да? Да, это реально. Это беспилотник. Вот он сейчас шарахнет. Второй был такой?
That's pretty wild.
Вот он, видите, с той стороны.
Ukraine's run out of ammo, by the way. You heard about that?
Well, this bridge was a major connection line to bring supplies to their troops in the southern areas through Romania, Bulgaria, and Moldova. So it was a really important bridge, and Russia had tried to attack it in the past, but hadn't damaged it. Their drone boat did the job. And this attack, I guess, comes amidst a whole launch of Putin's new offensive, because we're coming up on 1 year since they invaded Ukraine.
Almost doesn't feel like it's been a year.
Yeah, it's been a year. And so he is about to unleash, reports say, a whole wave of missile and drone strikes throughout the Ukraine.
It was disclosed that Putin has cancer. And I would never say this about anyone. And this sounds horrible, but come on, cancer. Right? I mean, God, what is wrong with that guy? What is wrong with him?
Such a odd situation.
A very odd situation.
Very odd.
Back to
All
you.
right. Well, the next story, continuing on the war, this was a little news from the other side. Here's what happened. Early in the war last year, Elon Musk's SpaceX gave free Starlink to Ukraine so they could stay connected to the world through the internet, be able to tell their story, not be cut off from the rest of the world. But now reports show that Kyiv has used Starlink to control its drones and target Russian positions, which is against SpaceX policy. So Starlink, they're saying that their service was never meant to be weaponized. The contract was intended for humanitarian purposes only and not for offensive. So what they've done now is they've disabled the internet service for military purposes. They have ways of, disabling it for
accuracy,
connecting their drones.
Okay. All right.
So the people still have internet connection, but the military is not able to connect their drones to the internet anymore. So it's a big setback for Zelensky. He's, pretty miffed. And, he's downright said, he wants companies to choose what side they are on, the side of freedom or on Russia's side of, killing and seizing territories. So, drones have played an important role in this war. And I think the Ukrainians just lost a major weapon that has been working for them in the past.
Yeah, but they're good tinkerers. They'll figure something out.
Well, you can never really write off analog,
Yeah. Yeah.
That is true.
Yep.
That is very true.
All right. Well, our next story, to lighten it up, is about an epic, never before seen. What did I write? Oh, record-breaking light show at Disneyland in Paris.
Oh, yes.
As
this
we
is
like to
part
accept
of
challenges,
their
we are
30th
going to make
anniversary.
a bigger and better show. Up to 500 drones doing all sorts of images in the sky. It was a really big challenge for us to make a show that had never been done before, so we had to make it to work on the Tower of Terror. And we were placing our media on the tower and then adjusting where the pyrotechnics would shoot out from the side of the Tower of Terror. And then all of this is secrecy. We had to do this at nighttime when everybody was sleeping. I really can't wait to see the look on the faces of all our guests who come to see this really exclusive show. It does not exist anywhere in the world. It's going to be amazing.
That's cool. It looked like they were using Adobe After Effects at some point in there. Editing nerds out there. Yeah.
It looks like a really cool show, though. They're incorporating laser lights, fireworks, drones, and these projections onto the Tower of Terror. It looks like a really cool show. And, hey, Marvel fans, I think it's the first Marvel drone show.
I haven't seen a cluster drone show yet. Have you, Ken?
Never.
Have you, Tammie? Have you seen
a drone show?
Have you seen a cluster drone show?
I have not seen one. I've seen them, I know where they have been. But I've been saying that for a while. I don't understand why Disney here in Florida hasn't gone to drones, because those fireworks, they're expensive. It's a lot of money to do that every single night. Maybe mix it up. One night you do drones, one night you do fireworks. It attracts a different crowd and it awes people in different ways.
You're right.
I actually helped out at a drone show.
You did?
Max and I were volunteers. So we set up all the rows of drones on the ground, watched them all lift up. It was incredible. It was so fun.
Huh.
Yeah.
And where's my invite? Where's my
Oh, are you coming to New York?
Yeah, I'll come to New York for that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
all right.
All right. Next time send me my invite.
Connections over here.
Oh, I'm being told I have one more story.
We do.
Yes, this is a heartwarming story about feeding a bird with a drone.
She's a griffon vulture and a mother and a member of a species so endangered she's tagged. But tragically, soon after these pictures were taken, she died when she flew into power cables. The conservationists who set up this Nest camera knew that the father left behind would not be able to rear their one chick on his own. And so a savior was sought and found. Called Mother Drone, it's been dropping food onto the cliff face ledge every 2 or 3 days. The use of the drone makes this a pioneering rescue operation, and there were plenty of risks. Equipped with the right tools, it was a special Israeli army unit that actually conducted these unique, stealthy feeding missions. The major in command, who cannot be identified, told me that to prepare, they built an indoor mock-up of the ledge and nest and spent hours practicing on it before starting food drops for real.
Wow. Isn't that heartwarming? That they would.
That was so cool.
Yeah, that they would send a drone up there to feed the what is it? What did they feed? Tammie,
bird.
What was it?
Was that a bird?
It was a bird.
Don't you know about the bird? Where everybody knows that the bird is the weather, where the bad bird, the bird's the weather, where the bad bird, the bird's the weather, where the bad bird, the bird's the weather, where the bad bird, bird is the weather, where the bad bird, the bird's the weather, where the bad bird, the bird's the weather, where the. Don't you know about the bird? Where everybody knows that the bird is the weather, where the bird, the bird's the weather, where the bad bird.
Awesome. Very good job to you. Good job. Good job. Would you consider coming back and doing the news again each and every time instead of Jeff forever and ever?
Oh. How dare you? Don't say that about Jeff.
No. I think Jeff is going to get an ample retirement package. Is that true, Ken?
Yeah. Speaking of ample package, ladies, come on. I'm talking about that. That's available in T-shirt form. But you did a great job. And
Thank you. Well, if you ever need a fill-in again, who are you going to call?
Tammie Jean. And your husband is a good cheerleader there in the chat. I can see him advocating for your case. There is a link to Tammie's channel in the description. So please go ahead and subscribe to Tammie's channel and tell everybody about your show that you do, your stream.
Oh, well, Ken Heron went to every other week. So every other week when he's off, I stole his time slot. Come check out Tammie Jean, the Tammie Jean stream. And when Ken is on, like he is tonight, I come on right after. So if you still want to hang out with all your friends, just hop on over to the Tammie Jean stream. I'll be on later tonight.
Okay. And again, you're drinking what?
Juice.
Juice? Is it flammable?
The Flamin' Mo.
Awesome.
Little gin and juice.
There you go.
Little gin and juice.
Tammie, thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Stepping by. Now get out.
Get out of here. Well, she did a great job, didn't she?
That was fantastic. I almost didn't miss Jeff. Other than towards the end when you ask him that question and you can just see that it pains him. Yeah. So I know you're going to bring in the guest, right? We're going to bring in
here in just a second.
Okay,
we do have Sean.
I have jokes. I have so many jokes.
And I forgot to mention our guest is Sean Geeksvana.
Who's that?
Some guy from the UK. And he's staying up. He's staying up late. It's like
he's on our time, I heard, though. I heard he is actually on our wavelength.
Well, it's 1:30 a.m. where he is.
Yeah, but what's time to the British? What's time? He's always so dapper.
It's so subjective. He's a pro. So do you have a joke from the bow shark?
Yeah. I got a joke. So here's one for you. I went swimming today, and I decided I was going to take a piss in the deep end. And the lifeguard blew his whistle so loud, Ken, I fell into the pool. It's a joke. It's a bow shark joke. Bow shark joke. So here's another one. It's again.
Yeah, all right.
I am the vessel for bow shark.
Yeah.
He says, I don't even know how to go at this one's. This one's probably really inappropriate, but we're gonna go with it. It says, Thai girls are like boxes of chocolates. You never know which ones have nuts.
Well, if you've seen the
I'm freaking mentally losing it reading these jokes.
Is that a crying game reference?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never been to Thailand, so I can't confirm if some have.
Well, look.
Sometimes you're nuts. Sometimes you're not. I don't know.
In all fairness, there are ladyboys. There's a lot of ladyboys.
There are. That's why.
But there's nothing wrong with that.
The best policy is go for a reach around. Ask Robert Kraft. He knows all about that. I digress.
Yeah. Thank you, Beauchart. Anyway,
he did give me a slightly less inappropriate joke.
No, that's all right. No,
well, if you're all shatted out, just let me know. Just wait.
We'll take a shat later. It'll be
safe word is pineapple.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll take that as pineapple.
So
thank you, Mr. Beauchart.
Cleanse our palate a little bit and get back into the drone stuff. There is a FPV guy named Visma, and he does a lot of long distance stuff. Have you done a lot of that, Ken?
Yes, I did, and it ended up in the lake.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, Chinita.
Those builds are pretty impressive, where they're like 7-10 inch, or greater, and they put these giant batteries on them and the long range antennas and stuff.
Yeah.
That's but
it's
anyway,
impressive.
It is impressive. And I saw one of his videos. I asked him if I could share a little bit of it. And so here it is. This is a long range 1,000-foot FPV mountain dive from Visma. Check it out. Look at that build. When you're flying like this at long distance, you got to say in the back of your mind, you're like, am I hiking if I lose it? You know what I mean? Like,
no, I'm leaving it. I'm leaving it.
You're leaving
I lose it.
Really?
100% leave it. Listen, if it goes down up here at this point, there's nothing that can catch fire unless if a mountain goat brings it back down. You know what? You just leave it. You leave it.
I don't know. I might try to fetch it.
What now? What is it? Is this digital he's running, or is this analog?
I think it's
how
analog.
How does he have all these wonderful colors in here?
It's analog. Well, I mean, this is the GoPro
pretty.
footage, but yeah, the feed is great.
The feed is phenomenal.
Yeah.
I would love to know the secret.
Well, there's a link to his video in the description if you want to check it out, and I'm sure you can find out the details. But check this dive out.
Gorgeous.
This is amazing. Perfect time of day for this too.
Oh yeah.
Woo. Yeah.
You really feel it, man. Oh. Yeah, I can feel that right there. Right in your stomach.
Yeah. It almost seems he's not falling fast enough.
No. It's just mesmerizing, man.
He's terminal velocity, but he's not going that fast.
Dude, everybody in the chat is talking about the OSD. I want, that's what I have a question on that too. That is amazing. Yeah, that OSD is weird. I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
It looks like digital though.
I don't know what country that is from, but like I said, there's a link in the description. His name is Visma, V-I-S-M-A. So do check that out. There's a couple other super chats.
Yeah, that was cool.
Coming in.
That was cool.
Yeah, keep those coming in. We got 2 new members. So yay! Hey, golf clap.
Yeah.
2 new members. Okay.
Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard.
Now, this is where Skype makes me want to blow my head off. Let me see if I can bring in Sean, Geeksvana, and then we're gonna get into this D-Bags bill. All right, let's see. Stand by as I bring in. Oh my God, no. There we go. All right. Okay. Do you have another joke while we're bringing him in?
Yeah, I've got one more for you. I just broke up with my girlfriend because I found out she only had 9 toes.
Oh no.
Because I'm lactose intolerant.
Wow.
I know. Yeah.
Wow.
You got crickets or something for me? Jesus.
Yeah.
That was,
yeah.
I feel like the ball just fell a little bit short on that one. I'm not, wow, who is this guy with no beard? I don't even know.
No goatee. Look at that fancy set.
What? Who is this guy?
Man, he's going uptown. Sean, how you doing, man?
Wow.
Hey guys, how are you? Yeah, it's a reset. It's just coming back.
Yeah?
I am growing it back again, but yeah, it's a bit of a reset.
I'm not used to it. I don't know how I feel about this.
Yeah, it's like
I feel like the beard was comforting. Like I wanted to nuzzle up against it, but not like in that way. But
now I look like the guy you avoid in the park.
Right. There's no nuzzling.
Yeah, a little bit.
Kids, come back for a minute. Yeah, no reason. Not the guy walking towards you. Come back.
Well, welcome to the show, Sean. We've got a lot to talk about. I want to get into this video, but before we do that, let's talk about something that's been sticking in all of our craws. Dare I say it? The Avata firmware upgrade of death. Ken, you want to start us off? Because I'm going to play.
I feel like this is my fault because I upgraded first.
Yeah.
I upgraded first because you know what it is? Much like Sean in the park, they lure you in with candy. They said, hey, we've got this wonderful 10-bit. We fixed all these bugs that people complain about. So what do? I go in, I go for the upgrade. And little do we know, it also comes with that dreaded remote ID where you have to keep it plugged in, or at least you got to connect it when you first power it on. You can unplug it after you take off. But it's
that's
one of those things that
that's not what gets me. I don't mind that part. It's the flight characteristics. It does not fly nearly as well indoors as it did before. And I use it for indoors.
I do agree.
And I have a video here that I did. This was a membership video. I'll share this anyway, of me flying through some a car shop. And you can see that we don't need the music, but when it goes inside, it's like, okay, I'm inside. I need GPS. And it like rushes for the window. I'm not necessarily flying. I'm correcting most of the time.
Okay. Yeah.
And then when it gets near windows or something or a door, it's like, oh yay, outside, and it rushes towards it. That's what gets me. I freaking regret upgrading, and I'm hoping that there's a new one.
It's a pain in the ass. I mean, I think that obviously the best thing that you can do. Did you tape the bottom of the sensors for this?
No, this is something that you and I were talking about. Tell everybody watching what that is.
So I got a friend of mine, Sparky. He does a lot of video like things like this, and Sparky is not an FPV guy. He's a GPS guy, but he's an amazing pilot. So he gets an Avata because he wants to start adding in, FPV stuff like this for his clients, but he doesn't want to take the time to figure out how to fly manual. So he figures out that if he tapes the bottom sensors on the Avata, the Avata no longer recognizes like how it just basically levels itself via stick input, and it no longer relies on the bottom sensors, and it takes off and functions like normal just by him taping the bottom sensors. So he's able to fly in just normal in sport mode, like nothing.
Is it the GPS fighting with the bottom sensors then? That it's
I can tell you from what I've seen in his videos, and he just did a video inside of a hockey arena. And it's not like a hockey arena, like a dome where you would get some reasonable signal. No, it's like a second floor in this arena. Like, it doesn't appear that it's fighting. And I know he is not flying manual because he doesn't fly manual. And you can tell at times because he like hovered a few times. I'm like, I caught it where he shared some clips on Facebook, and I'm like, all right, that's genius. I mean, it's, he's just working smarter instead of harder, which that's what it's all about at the end of the day.
I enjoyed how I used normal mode when I flew indoors because I enjoyed the steadiness of it. I can fly manual. It's a little more hinky, but it can be done.
Yeah, I mean, it can be done. I mean, I feel like if you are going to do these things and you're going to fly in, if you want to fly a drone manual, then just fly normal FPV quad.
Yeah.
Build something, or even go to Drone Co Solutions and snag one of their rigs. They make amazing rigs for indoor use. I can't stress enough about the Cinner. It's an amazing Cinewhoop that does awesome, and it's just Chris tunes things to perfection. So it's like I can't say enough good things about his builds. So if you want to fly something manually, I would recommend something like that. But the Avata is a good option for guys that are just getting into it and this is, I mean, it's a good option. I still think
enjoyed
it's a great option.
the range, the penetration, and the flight characteristics of the Avata as for flying indoor fly-through things. But so are they is DJI gonna release another firmware for the Avata soon? Maybe this month, something.
I don't know. I mean, you would think they would. I think they have to. I mean, one thing I will give them credit about is the fact that they have been pretty consistent on updating drones products. I mean, look, they just now today released a firmware upgrade for the Action 2 to enable gyro information. So now it fixes the stabilization. All the wonky stabilization is completely fixed. It works absolutely amazing. And that is now at this point a 2-year-old product that they just added a whole onslaught of new features, which why would they do that considering that they have the Action 3? They didn't need to do that. So I think they will systematically go through and improve things. The biggest thing is they gotta give us an option to be able to have full manual flight with the Avata, because on the new firmware, we were joking around with it, and you've coined the phrase whack-row. It couldn't be more true now, because you start doing something and it's like all of a sudden it's like, yep, you can't do that, and it corrects itself for you while you were in manual. And that's sort of a bummer that it does that, but that is a weird thing.
Yeah. And now will the older Osmo, will the Osmo 2 work with gyroflow?
Osmo 2 does work with gyroflow. Yeah.
Okay. Sean, your thoughts on the whole Avata thing?
Yeah, obviously it's at the moment less of a pain for us over here in the UK because we fly in CE, so we don't have remote ID here. But I know that the sting in the tail for everybody that's hoping to downgrade and use different hacks, etc., to get around it, is that there is there's a little sting in the tail coming from DJI as far as FCC will have to have a certain level of app update number come, I think it's August onwards, they've said, which basically means that you won't be able to bypass the RID as a lot of people are hoping. So we are going to have to live with it. And I completely agree with Mr. Dono that DJI are going to fix the Avata firmware, basically, because they always do. It just happens.
I would say that if they don't, they're going to have a lot of people sending in broken quads, because I had to do a lot of corrections to keep it from hitting stuff, to be honest, the way it was flying, fighting between being indoors and outdoors. But all right.
Yeah, they will fix it 100%.
Yeah,
okay.
I think enough of us start complaining about it. I mean, it's just like the whole reason why we got that update was people were complaining about this tumble, but I would say it was like almost a 50-50 split. Some people were complaining about it, people weren't complaining about it. So I don't know. I mean, I think they do whatever they got to do to really appeal to the general audience, and obviously the general audience is the people crossing over from GPS drones into the FPV world.
Yeah,
that's their customer. Speaking
of FPV and updates, just want to get Ken's opinion on this real quick. The recent 03 firmware update that was supposed to give us better night or low light. Is that true, or have you noticed anything with that?
I haven't noticed any benefit one way or the other. It still feels really super grainy.
Yeah.
03 is very hard to fly at night. Like, it is very hard. It's almost damn near dangerous to fly at night. That's my only reason why I'm hanging on to my Vistas and my air units, is because during situations like our parking lot flights, you can't, like the Polar Vistas, those cameras, freaking amazing for night flight. Which I hope that DJI opens up 03 to third-party manufacturers that can just say, okay, hey, we're going to let you build these cameras, but if you upgrade to this camera, you just don't get gyro information. You can't record to the air unit. Hey, I'm okay with that. I'm perfectly fine with that. I just want a camera that, one, is more durable, and two, is better in low light. I hope that they open this up now that Cadex is sort of saying, hey, we're no longer producing air units. We're doing our own thing with the walk sail system. So
now, and one more thing before we get into this video, and that's going to be a juicy thing. Backtracking very quickly to the Avata stuff. Whatever happened to ATTI mode? Can't we have Addy mode anymore? Can't we just do that? Remember Addy mode? Good times.
I don't know why we can't.
I don't know why we can't. We can never have nice things. All right.
Can't.
We can. So,
no.
Sean, how you doing? Was it 2, 3 in the morning over there in the UK?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
You're good.
I'm very good.
All right.
Yeah.
Sean, you're on our time still, yeah?
It feels that way much of the week, yes.
Yeah.
So everybody remembers this guy. This is Senator Charlie Scott from Wyoming.
Boo.
Boo, yeah. And he was the guy that said, like, why not? Why can't we shoot a drone out of the sky if it's over our property? So this is part of the aerial trespass bill that was shot down recently. And I've got the video from that. And I've got a statement from our buddy Ryan LaTourette.
Can we heckle the video?
Yes.
Absolutely. I will pause
awesome.
it. Absolutely. Ryan LaTourette, who is fighting for us on a regular basis, and you can help him out monetarily. He's got links in the description if you want to help him help us. But he says about this recent bill, a big shout out to the drone community that came together to educate the Wyoming Senate and shoot down the trespass by small unmanned aircraft bill that was up for consideration. Live testimony by folks such as Vic Moss and letters and phone calls to Wyoming legislators by all of you helped kill this proposed ill-informed serial trespass law in a 2-7 vote. Great work to the drone community and everybody who is active in that. Now, I'm going to play. This is, this is public video. I'm going to put us here in the theater. Let's see. Where's my theater? Here it is. All right,
did you bring popcorn, Ken?
I did. Yes. So
excellent.
Feel free to tell me to pause. This video is a few minutes long, but and I've cut it up. So it was like an hour and a half long. So you know how the government is. But let me go ahead and just start this.
So we're going to resume public testimony on House Bill 34 or Senate File 34. Senate File 34 on unmanned drone
can we already have it paused?
When you come up to speak.
Yes, Sean.
Can you just go back to the beginning there a second and pause it when it's showing the crowd?
Oh yeah.
So we're going to resume public.
This is one of my other issues with this kind of thing. It's like there's more of them than the people that are attending the meeting, but yet they're going to potentially set rules that thousands of people are going to have to follow.
Right.
How does that work?
It is crazy, but they did take people on Zoom, and I wish that I had an opportunity to just pop in, because all these well thought out comments from people in the drone community. I would have gotten on there and said, so you wanted to have a bill? You put a bill where you could shoot down drones, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to tell you that anybody that would do that is clearly a butt nut. I yield my time.
Yeah.
And then that would be it. I'd be out.
I think all you'd have to say to them is it's trespass, and it's aerial. It's in the title, people. Aerial trespass. In the air. Trespass.
Well, you'll see these people make those points.
House Bill 34 or Senate File 34. Senate File 34 on unmanned.
He said center file.
Drone aircraft. When you come up to speak, press the button until the little green light comes on. Introduce yourself. If you're representing an agency or an organization, tell us what organization or agency that is. If you're representing yourself, please tell us where in this great state you reside, and then briefly tell us what we need to hear. We also have several witnesses waiting to testify in the Zoom world.
My name is Matt Pignataro. I live in Laramie County, and I'm self-employed as a freelance videographer. My background is relevant to my testimony. I retired from the Air Force in 2019 after 24 years of service as a security forces officer. I have a master's degree in unmanned systems from Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, where my thesis was a case study on public safety and successful first responder drone programs. I've been flying drones professionally since deploying to Afghanistan in 2009 and stayed fully engaged with the military small UAS community as one of the Air Force's subject matter experts for the remainder of my career. Just prior to my retirement, I was stationed at FE Warren. I oversaw counter UAS testing, training, equipment fielding, and policy to protect the nation's ICBM fleet, including the 19 launch facilities here in Wyoming. I have well over 1,000 flight hours on drones of all shapes and sizes. Today, I still fly drones for both business and pleasure. So regarding the aerial trespass bill, I do not support it as currently written. I would urge the committee to draft a bill that is less ambiguous, does not interfere with legitimate official and commercial flight operations, and is more easily enforceable. Additionally, the committee should consider whether the behavior the bill seeks to curb isn't already covered under other Wyoming statutes, such as 62506, the stalking statute. However, rather than just poke holes in the bill, I'd rather offer some suggestions for improvement and moving forward. So the first of those is quantify and define what substantial interference with a landowner's enjoyment of their land is, so that law enforcement officers can accurately determine if a violation occurred.
Let me pause it there. It's very subjective, the wording of the bill, that drones interfere with the enjoyment of my land. You know, that is so subjective.
We have something similar here where local authorities, local councils, so essentially cities are starting to call drones a nuisance, and they're trying to put drone use under their powers to basically enforce nuisances like, you know, vagrancy and that type of thing. They're trying to throw us in with that, and we are fighting that here in the UK as well, actually. However, I do like that the first speaker you've chosen here is basically Drone Batman.
He really is.
You know, in court where they'll read out like a 5-paragraph thing of so why is this witness an expert, please? Well, XYZ. This dude is literally Drone Batman. He's incredible.
Yeah, he's pretty good. That's let's continue.
The second, add some sort of mental culpability standard to the bill. Perhaps a person is guilty of trespass by small unmanned aircraft if the person intentionally causes. This would prevent criminally charging someone whose drone or RC airplane got away from them due to wind or something and flew over the neighbor's fence. Third, add the list of first responder and official exemptions from the Prohibiting Drones Over Penal Institutions bill contained in Senate File 32. Without these exemptions and a clarification of what substantial interference with enjoyment is, this bill would criminalize all official state, local, federal, and emergency response drone operations. Fourth, add language protecting legitimate commercial operations conducted by current holders of FAA remote pilot licenses. This is the license that all commercial drone pilots are required to have by 14 CFR Part 107 to have on their person at all times while flying for commercial purposes. Possession of this license, coupled with the totality of the circumstances, would be an excellent litmus test for law enforcement to determine criminal intent. Lastly, the elephant in the room, which pertains to clearly defining the nebulous standard of immediate reaches of airspace. I'd urge the committee to conduct further research into federal preemption laws, which attempt to restrict airspace under 49 USC 40103, sovereignty and use of airspace. Perhaps involve the Wyoming Aeronautics Commission to help craft a bill that balances Wyoming landowner desires with federal aviation regulations. Mr. Chairman, I thank you and the committee members for your time and allowing me to speak.
Do these drones have any identifying markings on them, like tail numbers that we see on other commercial aircraft?
So all drones are required by federal aviation.
How can you draft a bill without knowing this?
But this is standard of our government, though, right? Like,
yeah,
they knee jerk first, ask questions later. This is our government. Just in general, these guys just don't have a clue ever.
No, but they're legislating
and ask questions later.
They're legislating on, like you said, knee jerk on emotions. And you can tell in their faces, this guy doesn't know what the hell he's talking about.
Well, and the whole fact that he thinks that a tail number could be on a drone just means that he's never seen a consumer drone. Yeah, he has no idea. And in actual fact, I think one of the things they should do, I don't know if someone does in the meeting, is just hold up a Mini 3 or something and saying, this is what you're worried about, people. This little 249 gram thing is what you're worried about. You won't even know it's over your house. Stop
So
panicking.
what do they want us to do? Have a light that blinks and like if you're flying over this house, it's like fucking Uber. Oh, that's my drone. That's my drone. See that color? It matches the app. That's my drone. So that's how you can identify this drone should be here because the color matches what's on my phone. Get out of here.
To their credit, they did invite experts in about things. Apparently, clearly they know not a lot about, and they are getting informed. And later, just a spoiler alert, we're gonna see the absolute crazy, haphazard, cringy way they try to amend the bill so that it's more palatable, and still it failed. But let's continue with this.
Regulations to have an identifying number visible on the exterior of the hull.
Just curious if you know of any existing law that protects critical infrastructure flying drones over.
I can only speak in the context of my former life as a security forces officer. There is all the launch facilities and the Air Force bases and a variety of other things are protected by what is called national defense airspace, which is why if you drive by F.E. Warren, you see the no drone zone signs. That's the citation for that. So that was a special carve out created by the FAA to protect those and give the military some authorities when it came to our counter UAS capabilities.
So my name is Scott Richard. I'm the president of Wyoming Realtor.
Okay, so we have another guy on here, but any thoughts about what he said?
No, I mean, he said, I think it all
he was
makes
very well
good sense.
I like Drone Batman. I'm a fan of Drone Batman.
Drone Batman is the hero we all need.
Yeah, he is. All right, let's continue.
Hero we deserve.
And I am concerned with the way the bill is written. To keep it brief, as you suggested, I can support the concept of what Ms. Wilkinson proposed last Wednesday. And again, I want to reference what everybody else is saying, that as a commercial pilot using it for those purposes and carrying a Part 107 license, the people that this bill could let me rephrase that could affect unintentionally is what I think most everybody is concerned with. To answer some questions earlier, maybe you put a height limit of 100 feet in that. Again, as a Part 107 licensed or certificate pilot, you're not supposed to exceed 400 feet. Keep in mind too, though, that much like a telephoto lens on a camera, more drones are having that capability of zooming in. They don't.
La, can't hear. Don't say that. La. Don't say that, dude.
Don't talk about the M30.
Don't say that, drone. Shut up, Drone Robin.
The M30.
Drone Robin's really. All right. Is this Drone Robin?
This is
okay.
This could be Drone Robin.
Okay. Right.
Necessarily have to be over your property. They could be over their own property and zoom in all the way across multiple areas. The reason I'm concerned with this for my industry and what we do is we use drones for aerial shots and photography for communities and neighborhoods. If we do that and unintentionally fly over somebody's house or at a certain level, 350 feet, give or take, and you're flying over a community to establish a shot, where does that put us? We won't be capable of doing that. And for those that use it for commercial purposes, our work has even been picked up by the Discovery Channel and aired on national television.
He's all over the place. He's talking about real estate and then the Discovery Channel. He's
plugging. He's got his little logo on the screen. He's talking about Discovery Channel. Drone Batman went in there and he was all business. He was, this is who I am. This is why you should listen to me. This is why this is complete and utter beeswax.
But he's a typical. If he is a realtor, he's a typical realtor. Any shot they can take, the promotion.
I mean, it's all about continual marketing. Yeah.
He's probably got napkins in the back with his business card inside the napkins.
Yeah. Right. So, anyway, let's continue. So far, my favorite is Drone Batman. I'm Drone Batman. I like that guy.
Thank you very much. On Zoom can hear me.
That's what you're saying. That's what I'm.
Next.
Yeah. Okay, I left this in here. I left this little tidbit in here because even House Judiciary meetings can have problems with their live stream.
Any idea what the problem might be? Or?
They're using Wirecast. No, they got Zoom.
We're hearing
Zoom via Wirecast.
Right.
So can anybody hear me now?
Hello.
How about Miss Urbicite? Can you bring her in? Is she still out there? She's not. Grossman.
Ellie Grossman.
Oh, okay.
Is there anybody left out there?
Compelling. This is riveting.
Yeah, this is why some chairmen do not allow Zoom participation in their committee meetings.
Yep.
Allie Grossman, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
That's wonderful. Terrific. So we've heard lots of testimony already about vagueness and FAA regulations and federal preemption and necessity of various industries. Do you have something different to tell us this morning?
That was kind of douchey of him to say, like, you know what I mean?
Like he's fishing for an ulterior response, you know?
Right,
He's fishing at this point.
Don't keep repeating the same thing.
Can you not rub our faces in it, please?
Right. We heard it all. Don't say the same thing as the other guy.
And if so, could you tell us briefly?
I believe I do. And and thank you, Chairman Washut and members of the committee. I am a Laramie-based video producer who is studying for my FAA Part 107 license. For me, I did send you an email, so I'll try to skip through it on what has not been addressed this morning. For me, the bill is problematic and I am opposed to it. Wyoming tourism is such a vital part of our economy, and our vistas would not be possible to shoot unless we were to fly over some private land space. Already there are restrictions in place. We are not allowed to fly over wildlife areas or military areas, and our maps do not tell us what is private or public land for the most part. In residential and populated areas, such as my neighborhood, I'm practicing right now. I've been a professional for over 20 years, and so I am just now entering the drone industry. I would not be able to practice in my front yard because houses are approximately 200 feet away from where I would be practicing, and I need to take off and land somewhere. Others have mentioned.
So this is someone who's been a photographer and is integrating drones into their tool bag. Right. And she needs to practice, which is good. You should absolutely do that. She's studying for her 107.
Yeah.
And she wants to do things right. But what is right? What, you know, there's so much conflicting information all the time. It can be confusing.
But she's right about the fact that when you look at a map, you look at a sectional chart, you look at how we interpret airspace, the airspace does not give a shit about the land beneath it because the FAA governs the air, not the land beneath it, with the exception of critical infrastructure, permanent TFRs like we have Disney here, military airspaces, or VIP movement. Those are the areas in which the FAA protects the things that it needs to protect. Everything else is not relevant for laws like this. I mean, if somebody's going to, that's, you know, it's so stupid, like these laws, how they even come up, because it's like saying if a criminal is going to use something illegally or wrongfully or nefariously, they will do it no matter what. And those should always be the exception. The problem is that these lawmakers tend to pounce on the exceptions that occur, not the rules. And it just, well,
you're right.
Repetitive. It's repetitive.
It's just like, you know, on vending machines, they have that sticker of the stick figure pulling the vending machine on himself.
Right.
That's for the 1 in a million dumbass who's going to do it, but they have to legally cover themselves. And we told you not to do it. Yeah.
Growing up, my brother did kick open a gumball machine with a set of flip-flops, and we stole all the quarters out of the Walmart.
Uh-huh.
So we were that 1 in a million.
Right.
Which my mother did make. My mother did make us confess to the manager and pay that money back.
But Ken, that said, Ken, if there was a stick figure sticker on there that instructed you not to do it, wouldn't you have done it anyway?
I think so. At the time, we were enterprising young youth, and you know, there was an opportunity, and we exploited a flaw in the gumball system. So I digress.
System. I think it's important as well, where it almost sounds like she's getting a little bit confused. She's getting a little bit sort of, you know, she's not making her points particularly clearly. But again, this is one of my problems with this kind of, and this is government all over the world, that this is supposedly some kind of, you know, forum to be able to get your point across. But the dude running it, the chairman, has basically railroaded her into keeping her points to what hasn't been discussed. So she's come along, she sent an email, she's clearly thought about it, she's someone studying for a 107, etc. And she, so she's not even getting her voice across now, which is, again, I find even that part of it frustrating, that just because it's the same message, it doesn't mean that she shouldn't be allowed to repeat it.
That's exactly right.
It emphasizes the fact that you are completely and utterly wrong, and you're trying, he's desperately trying to mold things to somehow fit what he wants to happen, and that's really poor governance.
Yeah, what do they call that when they do that? When you're leading. I forgot what they call that. You're prompting. You're prompting.
Yeah,
you're basically prompting a response.
Witness, they would call it
you're leading a witness.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, exactly.
But hats off to all these people that took the time to do this. They care enough about our industry and community to do this for all of our benefits. And speaking of someone who's in our corner, the next person is our buddy Vic Moss.
Such as I am.
Plenty of people have reached out and said something about the vagueness of the rules. I get that. The only thing I'd like to add to that is if these people who work with the rules every day, including y'all, thank you very much for providing this, are confused about this, what's going to happen when a law enforcement officer comes on scene. Odds are he's going to say, or she is going to say, here's the citation. I'm going to let the prosecutor and judge figure this out. And honestly, I don't blame them. I've actually worked with police departments here in Denver, training on this very subject. And it's not fair to them to really put this in their lap. They've got enough to worry about already, and they don't need to worry about the vagueness and the minutia of what this bill will present to them. I do want to address one concern I had with the testimony from Wednesday for Mr. Janeska. As you may remember, he is the director of KCPR, Casper Airport. He mentioned that the FAA looks for the local entities to control certain aspects. And while it may be true of the navigational impediments, it's not in the case of UAS incursions. What the FAA asks locals to do is gather information, and there is there are guidelines put out called the Law Enforcement Assistance Program, and I'd be more than happy to hook anybody up in this panel with our current LEAP officer, LEAP agent. But they asked them, you guys need to do this, and then give it to us, and we'll make the decision from there. There is very specific language about where we can fly our drones in controlled airspace. And also, it's illegal for us to interfere with manned aircraft. So if you want to get the FAA involved in a real big hurry, you're in an airport and you call them, say, "Look, we got people flying in our approaches." They'll jump all over that real fast. They will not show up in the event, obviously, because they're not there. But neither will law enforcement, to be quite honest. By the time they get there, the drone's gone. There's been the mention of the 500-foot level, which is inaccurate, which I get. I understand that. It's a great example of if it's on the internet, it must be true. That is wrong. We do have, basically we have the public right of transit for the navigable airspace, and drones do fly in navigable airspace. And the best way I can illustrate the fact that people are wrong when they say that below 500 feet is not controlled by the FAA is, you can buy or build a small little gyrocopter in your backyard and fly it yourself. Try flying that all over the city and stay below 500 feet and think the FAA won't show up at your door. So in addition to your neighbors and the police department trying to beat down your front door, the FAA will be right there with them. I can promise you that. Remote ID was mentioned. It will come into effect in any registered aircraft in the NAS, so the NAS, National Airspace System, must transmit remote ID. And that will be as of September 16th of this year. 4 of the 10 drones I fly are already registered. And I also want to mention that it was very disturbing to hear the comment from your Senate colleague in the chamber where he publicly suggested shooting down drones. I've dealt with people who've had their drones shot down. Not only is it illegal, as mentioned, but it's a horrible idea. Our drones are powered by lithium polymer batteries. LiPo batteries. And if you fracture a LiPo battery, you're pretty much going to have an instantaneous self-fulfilling fire. And if you don't believe me on that, go to YouTube and look up LiPo fire or read about a gentleman who shot down a sheriff's drone in Florida last year. When the cops did show up to his house, they had two things to do. One, they had to arrest the guy because he was a felon with a gun. And 2, they had to put the fire out on top of his shed. Luckily, the drone landed on his shed on fire because he shot at it and he hit the battery and it caught fire. He was also earlier this year was indicted by a federal grand jury under 18 USC 32. So with that, I'm open to questions. And again, appreciate the ability to do this remotely since I live in Denver and actually have to go fly out at the airport this afternoon.
Representative Shestak.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I will try and be brief, but I think this is an important point. Mr. Meyer, you are familiar with FAA regulations, obviously, because of your job. Understanding of the FAA regulations is that the general rule is 500 feet, but there's exceptions for congested areas or sparsely populated areas. And the sparsely populated area, you can go below 500 feet. Is that a correct understanding of the regulation?
That's for manned aircraft. That's for traditional aircraft. Drones fly under 107, not 91 or 61.
How about that bit of confusion there?
Wow.
There's a lot of conflation with manned aircraft and drone stuff too happening a lot.
That is wild that they got those two things twisted like that.
Yeah. Vic goes on.
Oh wow.
Okay. So for a manned aircraft can go as low as it wants in a sparsely so the crop dusters are not violating.
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
Right. Yeah. So does that suggest that the FAA rules would preempt this statute?
100%.
If we were,
there's court cases. Yeah, there's court cases to prove it, including Singer v. Newton, Mass, which I was one of the witnesses for Dr. Singer in that case.
So in a sparsely populated area, this statute that we're contemplating would not have any effect. It would be preempted by FAA rules.
It would in any area because we don't fly under the 500-foot rule because that is for manned aircraft. We fly under Part 107, which is unmanned.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So clearly they don't do a lot of research before drafting a bill. Now, I have a bit of video here. This is just a little bit more. This is where they try desperately to amend it so it sounds right, and you will see in real time you can see the cog spinning. And this one dude who's a lawyer, clearly, and he's like, remove this word, put this word, remove that sentence. It's really fascinating to see, and this is how, no doubt, all bills at the state level certainly happen. So this is fascinating to see. And then in the end, they will strike this down. But check this out.
I've been trying to look for ways to amend this in a way that I think we would feel comfortable with and other folks would. And I think it would be incredibly difficult to move it out of kind of this trespass issue to the action, which I think is what a lot of people would be more comfortable with. So I'm not sure. I haven't found a way to amend it to do that. So I don't know that, and I don't know if we can, and certainly we can't do it once this bill leaves committee. So that's just my thoughts on it. I think we might have to come back at this next year, unfortunately.
Oh,
Representative Shestak. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I agree with my colleague on the other side of the dais here that this is. I know it was an interim bill from last year. I understand it was worked over the summer. I still don't think it's ready for prime time. I think there's just way too many questions about this. We may have to take another run at it. I also have, I saw the one proposed amendment that was handed out, which improves the bill, but still doesn't get me over to saying we ought to do it. I think there's the preemption question we just came up with. I need to study that some more.
And by the way, keep in mind, they're not voting yes on it because they're defending us. They're voting no on it because they know it's going to be a big legal headache, and they're not in our corner.
They don't have a bulletproof. They don't have it to where it's airtight.
Right.
To where it won't get struck down outside of it after it leaves them.
Right. If it did become law, then it would just be a nightmare for them. They'd have full court dockets all the time. But listen as this continues. It's fascinating.
I'm very concerned about the bill, and I'm personally not ready to vote for it. I would prefer to study it some more.
Representative Rodriguez-Williams.
Mr. Chairman, thank you. I agree with both colleagues that just spoke.
Anyone else? Representative Oakley.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We'd like to propose the amendments.
Here comes the amendments. This is
Go ahead,
great.
let's move the amendment. Let's hear what you have to say. Representative Craig.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So line 12, page 1. I'm going to add a clause at the beginning of the sentence. So before a person, I wanted to say, unless the small unmanned aircraft is being used for a valid commercial or governmental purpose, comma. Line 14. Take out the words the immediate reaches of.
Yeah.
And I'll explain what I'm doing when we get done.
Oh, I hope you do.
Line 15, after the word landowner, put a period. And then insert the language and the entry and the entry substantially interferes with the landowner's or his authorized occupant's use and enjoyment of the land, period.
Subjective.
Strike that onto page 2. The rest remains the same.
Uh-huh.
There a second to the amendment? Second by Oakley. Discussion on the amendment. Representative Craig.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. So we heard lots of testimony about we need to do a carve out for government and commercial. So that's what the initial clause does. So if you're doing filming, if you're doing GIS, government stuff, you wouldn't be subject to this. This is to try to get to the private operators.
Okay, so if you're filming, I think everybody's filming, right?
What?
Your thoughts, Ken?
Define commercial, though. Define commercial.
Right.
Like.
He basically means any dude with a drone. So
if you have a 107, you're flying.
Yeah,
you can fly. You can say you are flying commercially. You don't have to be paid for that. You can say, well, I've got my 107. I am flying commercially. Like,
yes.
What an idiot.
Yeah.
What an idiot.
Could you imagine trying to enforce that?
It would still be a shit show.
Yeah, that's why they're trying to amend it.
That I think the intent of the bill was for. Then the rest of the language I took out was to get rid of the vagueness, which, by the way, we put in to protect people. That was the whole purpose of that language.
It wasn't there to protect us people.
Could you imagine being this guy's wife and just listening to his vows? He's like, well, I want to change till death do our part. We're going to put a period here and just put death.
Right.
I mean,
it's like, come on.
You also have to say that if you lived close, if you lived in this city, in this area where these people are in charge, so they've brought this initially last year, they brought it back this year, and then they're talking about bringing it in again next year once they've had another run at it. So they're just going to keep going at it until they can find a way of bringing this in. And that to me just sounds like a flagrant waste of public money. Surely, and I know the same in the UK, we've got there are some lovely parts of the country where actually crime rate isn't too high, and but surely there are other things that this city probably need to be focusing on and spending the money that these meetings are costing, and the research and the lawyers, and surely there's better things for them to do.
No doubt they're trying to keep the large landowners in their district happy. Because the large landowners are most likely the large business owners, and they're the ones with the loudest voice in these political.
I think we actually need to pass Craigo a drone and ask him where the drone hurt him.
Yeah, show us on the
show
us on the doll
on this chart where the drone touched you.
Show us on the doll. Yeah. All right, let's continue with this because it gets really good.
It has to be intentional, right? That was the idea, so that it has to be. It's very hard for law enforcement to prove this case. We wanted to put that burden on law enforcement, but I understand the vagueness argument, so we can take that language out so that it's just clear. If you fly into somebody's backyard, it's a trespass unless you're doing it for a commercial or governmental purpose.
Boom, we're covered, 107 guys. It's crazy.
And so that's why I'm proposing the amendment, Mr. Chairman.
Further discussion on the amendment?
He was so chuffed with himself.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate the initial insertion on line 12. I do not appreciate the deletion of the language on lines 15, 16, and onto page 2, because I do think that does protect people, and that's what it was put in for. I agree that it does protect people, and I think the standard for liability here needs to be higher than the standard for a trespass. There is another section of Wyoming statute, which I quoted on Wednesday, that provides for civil liability, which has a lower standard. This reduces that to the civil standard, and I don't think that's a good idea. I think that's going to create more prosecutions, and I don't think that's a good thing. I think we need to protect. There's so many ways that this, if you delete that language, there's so many more ways that somebody could inadvertently violate the statute without any intention and be prosecuted because we've taken out the limiting language. So I am very much opposed to the second part of your amendment.
Line 12, page 1, add at the beginning of the sentence a clause that says, unless the small and unmanned aircraft is being used for a valid commercial or governmental purpose, comma.
Yeah, that comma.
And then it will
important.
go on to say a person is guilty of trespass by small unmanned aircraft. And then on line 14, we would remove the words the immediate reaches of. So remove 4 words, strike those. Line 15, after the word landowner, insert a period. Strike the remainder of line 15, all of line 16, and on page 2, strike through the word land on line 1.
This assumes that all drone operators are filming your daughter in her bikini in your backyard or whatever. It's really vilifying of all drone operators. And
yeah, it's sort of ridiculous, to be completely honest.
It is. Well, here comes the vote.
Okay, committee, we all have that amendment clear. All in favor of Representative Craig's amendment, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, say no.
No.
That amendment has failed. Back on the bill. Senator File 34.
Representative Crago.
Aye.
Representative Chestick.
No.
Representative Haroldson. Representative Jennings. Representative Nemec. Representative Oakley.
Aye.
Representative Provenza.
No.
Representative Rodriguez Williams.
No.
Chairman Washut.
No.
We have a total of 2 ayes and 7 noes.
And it kind of peters out from there. So that's good, but this kind of thing is happening continuously. And this could set some really bad precedent if it goes through.
Yeah, as I said, we're having the same thing here in the UK where a very, I won't go into the detail, it will bore your US audience completely, but with PSPOs where the nuisance thing is being used and we're having to fight it on every single count. And one of the benchmarks to add drones to be a local nuisance is that you have to have evidence, of course. And we challenged one local authority to show their evidence through a freedom of information request. And the evidence they provided was that one of their employees saw someone flying a drone in high wind at the park one day, and another one saw a drone crash into a tree. That's the evidence that drones are a nuisance.
Good enough.
Yeah. Well,
clearly, physical harm was about to happen to everybody in those parks. Frankly, it's clearly drones are a nuisance.
Well, trees are dicks all over the world. Get your trees are dicks t-shirt now. Link in the description. Yeah, trees are dicks. So just a final thought there. Our buddy Ryan LaTourette, he's got his email and links in the description. Reach out to Vic Moss or anyone else. You have any questions? But don't be scared about this. But we still have some power in guiding this. I have to believe that. So, it happens on the local level. I think. And this is something else from Ryan. He says the next big challenge to alert everyone is Washington D.C. Based on a Florida law that is now fully in effect as of January 1st, Florida has banned the use of several drone manufacturers by any government agency, which can also mean drones used by government contractors.
Called the blue UAS list. That's something we've been battling for a while. We knew it was going to happen, and the problem was this is the issue with these rules and these problems is a lot of people, even government agencies, law enforcement, they are, and much of the pilots that fly drones now. The problem is we're way too reactive. We're way too reactive, and we're not doing enough proactively to deter these types of things happening. And how do you become proactive to prevent these types of laws happening is with education and the way you conduct yourself as a pilot just every day. Everybody does their own part. When something stupid happens and people are like, oh, that's going to hurt law. No, it doesn't change the law, but it changes people's perceptions of the people that operate these aircraft. So what we can do is we need to be more proactive with our lawmakers. If you have an in somewhere, we need to be proactive. We need to educate them on how these things do good more than they do bad. But it's all about education. It's all about being proactive. We no longer have the luxury to wait until things like this happen, because every time one of these happen, we lose a little bit more and a little bit more. And eventually what's going to happen is instead of things like this getting struck down, they will be approved, because we're losing our grip a little bit more every time it happens.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. So, if you love this hobby, and I know everybody watching does, try to do what you can to be a good ambassador, get involved, and make change happen for good, for us, for everyone. But until this all shakes out, I have to keep an optimistic view on things, because flying drones it's just too much fun. It's too awesome. I know I'm not going to give it up, no matter how many hoops I have to jump or fly through. I know you guys aren't either. So it's exciting times. Certainly. We don't know how things are all going to shake out. But in the meantime, what was a growing community just a year ago is kind of, I'm getting the feeling that there's a lot of people doing a wait and see before they buy a drone or get into it, or you know what I mean? Like it's kind of,
I think you're right.
Stagnant right now, a little bit.
Yeah. I think the landscape is changing completely, because we've also got, the non-hobbyist drone users now that will buy a mini drone like they buy a mobile phone, and they don't count themselves as being part of the hobby. And I think we've got a growing number of users like that. I think the to be fair, I think that there is a momentum now behind things like the work that Vic and Ryan does, etc., that people are actually aware of it, and we are seeing more and more people stepping forward. It was previously that actually these laws would come in and we'd all be talking about it 6 months after. Now we are starting to talk about it when these bills are put forward, and we are starting to get more organised as far as how to fight them. Which is why if you see people like Vic Moss, you see people like Ryan talking on social media, talking on Facebook groups, saying, "Hey, anyone in this area, anyone in this state, we've got this problem. Come do something." It's really important to engage. Really important to engage with your local politicians, with the area where it's happening in. Just get involved and send emails. Even a single email. If 20,000 people send an email to one of these cities complaining about what they're doing, they would not be able to just brush that aside. Basically, they would have to sit up and take notice of that.
I agree.
Absolutely. There's a lot more to be said. We could have a 5-hour stream on this, but thank you guys for your input. And with that, I think I need to step into the RAS and just rinse all of this off, if you don't mind. Let's all just step in there. Oh my goodness. Oh, it feels so good. Here in the RAS, it's a safe place. It's a safe place. You can do whatever you want. Ooh. There's no 400-foot limit. Ooh. There's shielded operations.
That's nice. That's nice.
We've got 3 hours of flight time, and we've got purple goo going into your naughty bits. So sit back and relax. There's no rules here. Well, except one. What rule is that, Sean?
One second. You said we do everything. Can we fly our Avata in manual in here?
Yes, absolutely.
But
there's one thing you can't do.
Rule, which is Don't fart.
Please don't fart in the raz, please.
I said that in a very British way.
But enjoy.
Yeah,
yes.
you do. Don't fart.
Don't fart.
No father, please.
No farts.
Oh man, Senator Charlie Scott, you farted in the raz, you dirty bastard.
No. He's not allowed in the raz.
Oh, that's right.
He's been banned Raz.
He's been banned.
Drone Batman is the bouncer of the Raz.
I
And
love
he would
Drone
not allow
Batman.
him to even get near it.
Drone Batman. Sean, what do you got coming up on your channel before we let you go, bud?
Next week, we've got a few cool live streams coming up. We've just released a full-length documentary on police drone use, showing one of the counties here in the UK using those evil Chinese drones to save lives and catch criminals. So go and check that out. It's a full feature-length 40-minute video, which took a lot of work to do. But yeah, we've got some cool stuff coming up as well, including on some of the proposed changes coming to the UK drone rules as well next week.
Excellent. And you got your new set backdrop there? It's looking good.
Yes.
Looking real nice.
I have to keep changing it.
Yeah.
It's
What
almost
is
like
that light,
set Tourette's. Oh, this is actually a TV. This is actually a monitor, which is for my news shows. It's going to show like the story that I'm talking about and stuff.
Okay.
So that's actually just a graphic on a screen flickering occasionally.
That's the most wild thing I've seen.
Yeah, that's really cool. Good job.
I like it.
Yeah, but it does things like this. Like I can.
Oh.
So then when I'm talking about a story, I can have the story come up behind me and stuff. So
I love how fancy you are.
Isn't he fancy? He's so fancy.
You're just the fanciest.
Fancy.
And I love how the it's crazy because it's a black monitor, but there's no glare. I don't know how you're achieving this. You're British.
That is not down to me. On the video production side of things, we've hired a director of photography who's far more highly qualified at all this kind of stuff to me. So she's positioned lights and put the monitors in certain ways so you don't because if I do this, look.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Ken, how come we haven't hired people?
Well, I don't know, but you know what? From the country that uses miles per hour yet fills up their car with liters of petrol, which is a contradiction. They sure have good set technology, don't they?
No kidding, man. They have the best set. We're talking about a lot of good sets tonight.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, I want to have
Sean's
some
got
good
a good
sets.
set. Tammie's got a good set.
I'm gonna go have some
Everybody's got a
good
good
sets.
set.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, Sean, thank you so much, my friend, for staying up.
Great to see both the Kens.
3 a.m.
Thank
there
you very
now?
much.
All right. We'll see you, bud. All right. Bye-bye. And bye to you.
And bye.
All right. Now, we need one more joke, and then I'm going to give away an $800 tablet.
Okay.
All right.
That sounds amazing.
Hit us with a joke.
You know, I'm out of bow sharts, but the other day I was shaving, and after I was done shaving, I left a mess in the sink, and my wife started yelling at me about the mess I left in the sink, and I turned to her and I said, you know what? You're sounding a lot like my ex-wife. And she said to me, you've never been married before. And I walked away and I said, exactly. She's going to be the ex-wife. She keeps yelling at me.
Oh, I see. I wasn't following along.
It's a stunner. You got to follow along.
It's a head scratcher. I got you.
It's a little head scratcher.
All right. So all we have left is some really cool viewer videos. I know it's going a little long here, Ken. You good? You good on time?
Yeah, we're fine.
All right. So unfortunately, I see some people doing the pick me. It's not a pick me. This is from my video. I'm giving away the Triple Tech tablet. This is a very bright tablet. It's got all the nits, and that's why. And you can use it outside in the sun, and it's got plenty of nits for you. That's why I said you had to say num nits.
Runs Android 10. It's waterproofed with the IP68 standard. It's also shockproof with military standard construction, and it comes with a 1-year warranty.
If you want to win this Triple Tech, make sure you're subscribed and then comment below num nits. I'll pick a winner from those who commented. What's the word?
Num nits.
Num nits. And so now it's time to give this thing away. Let's go to the Decideratron 5000. Here we go. This is a randomizer. I'm going to put in the URL. Of course, I'm going to filter out duplicate users because people think they can enter 1,000 times and have a better chance. But no, you've been thwarted. So now we'll put in numbnits. That's what you had to say. And then we'll go down here.
Yeah.
We'll do a little captcha thing so that they know I'm not a robot. And we'll get how many comments. All right, stand by. There's a lot of entries for this one.
Wow.
Goodness. People want to win this tablet. All right. So, 1,322. You have a 1 in 1,322 chance. Ooh. Let's go ahead and pick a winner. The winner is Jake Summerfield. Congratulations, Jake Summerfield. You win the tablet from Triple Tech. Awesome. And the company Triple Tech saw my penis video, and they said, you know what? We love your penis video, and we're going to send you the new one. They're making a new one.
Yep, they are.
And they said in the email to me, they said, we've listened to you and your viewers, Ken. And they gave me a little picture. I couldn't tell, but one of the things that I wanted this really to have was HDMI out. Did they listen? We will find out. This does not have HDMI out, but it is still a super cool tablet. So hopefully they will have HDMI out. Are you familiar with the Triple Tech, Ken?
I am. I actually created a product for it.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, what is that?
This goes on the back of the Triple Tech tablet, and it allows you to mount it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the minimal mount. So we actually made these, and it works so well. It goes on the DJI RCN1. And it's just something simple enough. It goes on the back. It bolts to it because there's 4 little holes.
Yeah.
And it's just super clever.
It is. It's really good. You print all kinds of things. And your links are in the description as well. Yeah, on the back of this, where you'd put your hand, like a hand holding
That's
thing.
exactly what we're using.
Yeah, well, that's really clever. Oh, that's awesome.
I like Triple Tech. They make good products. And it's nice because the Altel products do not have good screens. So I actually use the Triple Tech devices because it just gets me where I need to be for those products, because they're lacking in some ways.
And they're pretty rugged. I mean, if you had this on your nightstand at night, you got a burglar come in, you could beat that guy. You could beat him to death with this thing. This is a weapon.
We actually, so my family, we have an AC company, and they were using iPads. They kept breaking the iPads. So when I had gotten my hands on the Triple Tech, I said, let's see if we can get a deal to buy these in bulk. So we ended up getting Triple Tech tablets. So far, knock on wood, they haven't broken any of them, and they leave them in the rain. They do all the stupid stuff. So at least we know that they will be safe. So there's that.
Cool. Where can people go to get your prints?
You can go to www.originaldobostore.com if you're looking for anything DJI related. I did not rehearse this plug. I just do my own advertisements.
Okay. Awesome. And you can go to my store one day when I create one. I don't have a store.
What are we going to call it?
I don't know. I have no idea. I just don't
Ken's
have
Emporium Bonanza.
I don't have time to take away from my stupid video productions to maintain a store. I spend way too much time on my dumb videos.
Yeah, it's one of those things that I give you kudos for as many videos as you produce, because I just can't do it. My
favorite.
You got a lot of them.
I appreciate that. My favorite thing to do is to go out in the field and meet people and film with them and edit. That's my favorite stuff to do. By the way, Dirt Road Drones, $10. Thank you for the super chat for supporting this channel. Thanks for all you do for all of us, he says. Leonard Ogles B, $5. Thank you very much. The cataract surgery will do wonders for your BV loss, he says. And Ken Torbeck with $2. Thank you, Ken. I will see everybody later. I don't know how long I can do it for, but I do hop on the Discord after the show, so I will endeavor to do that. And I just lost my window with there we go. Okay, I got a few viewer videos that I will share with you, and this is from Don Ireland from Denver. So He says, hey, Ken, here along Interstate 25 in Denver, they've just finished building one of those new Carvana auto sales vending machines. I used my DJI Mavic Air 2 to do a circle of the place, hoping to see it featured. Your Mazda RX-8, however, no Mazda's in there. Anyway, hope you enjoy the video. Cheers, Don Ireland from Denver. I will say that I read that Carvana is kind of teetering on the edge of bankruptcy. Yeah, so it's rare to see one full of cars.
Well, you know what they were doing back during the pandemic and everything. They were paying way too much for people's vehicles, much like Zillow was going through neighborhoods and paying like above premium prices for houses, basically inflating the value of the neighborhood. Carvana was doing something similar, and now everything's starting to level out. They're like, oh shit, we just created a problem that we created.
Well, yeah, during the pandemic, there was a shortage of rental cars and used cars, I think.
Yeah, there was. Now there's not.
Yeah. Okay, so, Ken, people in the chat, do you want to see a St. Louis sunrise or Polar Bear Rock? Which one?
I am going to say I want to say a St. Louis sunrise because that is my good friend Brad from St. Louis.
It is. He's a good guy. I was going to meet him last time I was in St. Louis, but I didn't have a chance. But here's his video from St. Louis. He said, hello, Ken. Just sending you another video of mine you may like to share on TNL. This is a cold January morning sunrise in downtown St. Louis. The drone I used was the Air 2S, and the music is, of course, by Epidemic Sound because it's not crap. But what a great city to film. That arch is just so impressive.
Really is. Beautiful city.
This is a good time of day to do it.
Yeah.
And in the cold weather, you got all the steam coming off the building.
Looks beautiful.
When was the last time you were in St. Louis, Ken?
Oh, never. I usually only go for rides.
Oh. I was there a couple days ago with that thing.
Yeah, I saw that.
Have you ever ridden in an enclosed Ferris wheel?
I did. The first time I did was in Las Vegas. And I got to say, it was pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I'd never ridden in one until a couple of days ago. And I did it in St. Louis. Thank you very much, Brad Henderson. Appreciate that. If you want to send in a video, I didn't get that many this time. But so if you want to send one in, you can send it here. KenHeronUpload@gmail.com. Let me know what music you use because, YouTube will get their panties in a wad if you use copyrighted music. And to save yourself from that, just go to Epidemic Sound. Free trial links in the description. 30 days free sound effects and music and all kinds of stuff. It's a great, great service. Epidemic Sound. Everything else is crap. It's true. All right, so now let's go to Polar Bear Rock. Polar Bear Rock. This is from great username, Gums and Noses. Gums and Noses. Let's see here. Where is it? There it is. This is the one. This is a rock that was, I'm guessing, chiseled to look like a polar bear. It didn't just form that way.
I thought rocks grew like that.
Sometimes they do, I guess. But this is in South Australia.
Okay. Odd spot for a polar bear.
Yep. He says, hard to believe looking at the dry fields at the Murray River is just over the horizon and experiencing its biggest flood since 1956. There's always some extreme weather event going on in Australia somewhere. Hey, now I had to pause it because now some rocks, can you see my mouse on the screen?
Yeah.
Some rocks look like polar bears and other rocks.
What the hell is that?
Is that a penis? It's a penis, right? Or am I just?
To me, it looks like a penis.
Okay, ever since that bridge.
That bridge messed me up, man. I gotta tell you, dude. I was sitting at my desk, kick back. I saw the video come up, and I'm like, oh, what is he giving away? And I'm sitting there, spitting coffee out because, like, the first thing that comes out, he's like, there's so many dicks everywhere.
There's so many
dicks. I just click on.
Yeah,
what do I click on?
Now I can't unsee it. It's like I see them everywhere now. Yeah.
Could be a llama.
It could be. It could be a llama. Nah, it's penis.
Nah, it's a penis.
All right. So, I just wanted to play this very quickly. This is our friend Caroline Tyler.
Mm-hmm.
She sends in videos sometimes, and she sent a thank you. I give out Freewell filters from time to time, and they take a while to get there from China. But freewellgear.com. Thank you very much, Freewell, for being a sponsor of the stream and the show and the channel. But she sent in a thank you video after she got hers.
Hello, little Minnie too. You sleeping well? Woo! Guess what? Thanks to Uncle Ken, we got some Freewell filters for you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I shall enjoy using these.
Isn't that nice to let me know that she got them?
I love the voice because it just makes everything sound so wholesome. Like, I just want to sit down, have some tea, fly my drone.
Right. Like, tell me a story, Mary Poppins.
Just tell me a story.
Yeah.
Tell me about your greatest drone adventure.
You know what, Ken? I'm going to tell you a story right now.
Okay, you tell me.
Once upon a time, I gave away more filters right now. Yeah. Pick me, everybody. In fact, I'll give away 2 sets. One from Ken
we are feeling generous.
And one from Ken. So Ken's going to give away a set. I'm going to give away a set. Ken, pick someone who is a member, and you'll tell they're a member because they have the red pick me. And I'll pick someone who's not a member but will become a member
I'm not
after
seeing
I pick
enough of pick me's though.
Oh, it'll happen.
I need it to be flooded with pick
Well,
me's.
there's a little bit of a lag.
Okay, I'm waiting for it.
It happens later in the show. As the show goes on, the
lag.
lag increases. So, all right, here we go. Now they're coming in.
Wow, here we go. Now they're coming in. Good Lord.
So, freewellgear.com. They've got ND filters, polarized filters, any kind of filters for cameras or drones. It's a great site. They're a great company. And I'm going to pick,
I'll let you go first.
All right, I'm going to pick Wayne B. Congratulations, Wayne B. You be the winner, Wayne B.
All right, I'm scrolling up here. I'm taking a look. I am going to go with let's go with Carolina Airshots.
Carolina Airshots. Congratulations. Wayne B and Carolina Airshots.
There we go.
All right, very good. It's easy as that. Easy as that.
How fun is that to give shit away, man? You feel so good about it.
Yeah. So once again, I'm old and I don't remember things. So if you're Wayne B or Carolina, whatever the hell,
Airshots, Carolina
that's
Airshots.
it. Sorry. Email me and remind me that you've won something and give me your address. Now listen, there's a lot of scammers right now. Are you getting scammers on your channel?
Oh my gosh, dude.
From people like call my
It's
WhatsApp
so
or my
insane.
Telegram. It went away for a while and now it's back. But I wanted to let everybody know
it's back.
That I have a check mark next to my name. That means that's really me. That's my verified YouTube check mark. So if you don't see that in the comments, even though they've stolen my avatar, it's probably not me. Don't fall for it. I'll never ask you for money.
And I do not have a check mark, but I will always respond with you with profanity.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes,
That's how you know it's me. It's like a verification process.
Right.
I will always respond back with something inappropriate.
Right.
And I'll never use an emoji.
Congratulations, you
exactly
won the
exactly.
prize.
That is how you'll know it's
you
me.
Piece of. All right.
That's
Something like
exactly
that. Yeah.
right.
I'm actually.
It's like you know me.
You know us Kens, we got to stick together.
No, we got to.
But I'll actually
congruent.
talk to you congruent.
We're congruent.
I talk to people on the phone. They're like, "Hey, did I win?"
Yeah, I feel terrible.
Yeah.
The worst was the ones I got a lot of people from Brazil, and they'll actually send them the money because what they do is they scam them out of the shipping fee, right? It makes sense. Oh, I got to pay shipping. I had one guy, he fell for it twice. I'm like, dude, how are you? Okay, the first time I can understand, but really, we had a conversation about that.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't fall for that. We won't do that.
And I apologize, but there's not a lot I can do. I've contacted my YouTube people.
YouTube is useless when it comes to this scam, unfortunately.
Yeah, because all I can do is
I think 51 Drones is behind it all, though.
Totally his fault. That guy.
It is. He's running a network of bots.
He is
trying to control the universe.
He is the boss. That guy.
He is. He's like the Don, the kingpin behind it all.
Yeah, you want to know about Jones? 51 Jones, that's me.
I hear he doesn't even have that nice, polite voice. I hear his voice is actually more Italian, more mobster, 80s mobster. That's what I hear.
He's just such a sweet guy. He really is. He's just that's why this is funny, folks, because he's the nicest freaking dude ever.
He is. He's just got to bust his balls somehow.
Yeah. It's frozen North Dakota balls we got to bust. All right, one more video. This is from Steven Drones, and it's a fish hatchery. And I saved it for last because, Ken, I know how much you like fish hatcheries.
I love it. Just really just twerks me off.
It's legendary how your love of fish hatcheries. I didn't know what a fish hatchery
I love isolated bodies of water with fish floating.
It's a fish farm. I was like, man, Steven Drones sent me this fish hatchery. I can't wait to show it to Ken.
I mean, you know what? Look at the cylinders. Look at the cylindrical nature of it, and it's so pleasant.
Yeah, it's so placid.
Thank you, Steve.
Yes, Steve. We're not
Steve
making
gets
fun of
me,
you.
dude. Steve gets me.
Yeah, but
I wonder what type of fish they have in this hatchery. You think they have sturgeon?
Oh, I don't know. What kind of fish?
What type of fish do they hatch? Maybe tilapia, Ken.
I didn't get that information.
I feel like I need to know now.
We got to know.
I have to know.
See?
I got to know. Like, what are you hatching in this
Steven
farm?
Drones, if you're watching, please let us know. For the love of God, this stream
Just
will
tell
not
me.
end until we find out what kind of fish are in that hatchery.
I have to know what fish they hold there.
Oh man. Well, this is falling apart, so we should probably go ahead and end.
Hopefully that hatchery is not in Ohio.
I hope so too. By the way, I do have to mention and thank very much RemotePilot101.com. Jason Shappert, prepare yourself. I'm going to come visit you in Ocala. I'm coming for the April 1st meet, and I think while I'm there, I'm going to stop up and see the Shappert at M0A. And if you're wanting to get your 107, if you've watched this entire stream and you're worried about all these local municipalities and judiciaries, you need to get your 107 so that you can legally make money. You can be covered. If a cop comes up, you can be like, ha! I'm certified. What are you going to do about that? And here's another thing. Once you get that government-issued ID, now I'm not saying this is legal or even ethical, but I have gotten a government employee discount at hotels for flashing that thing. Because hotels will give you a government discount, and I've got the government ID. It's my, so give it a shot. RemotePilot101.com. Jason Shappert, he's a great pilot. He's a great teacher. All the video courses are updated regularly, and you can use Heron 18 to get a discount of 30%. All right. And you can get an even bigger discount on hotels once you get that certification. And you're a member for life! For life! RemotePilot101.com. Love you, mean it. See you soon, Jason. Yeah. And with that, here is Ken's final and filthiest joke.
You know what? I shat all of the jokes earlier. I've got nothing left in the tank.
Are we shat out of luck?
We're shot out of luck, but guess what next week is?
Guess
what next week is? Next week is the finale of the DRL series. It is the Drone Racing League's championship in Miami.
And you're going to be there.
I'm going to be there. And I had a very unique opportunity presented to me by PayPixel. I got a message from Bobby from PayPixel, and he says to me, you want to go to the DRL event? And I said, yeah, but it's in Miami. I don't really feel like driving to Miami. He goes, no, we're going to fly there. I said, what do you mean you're going to fly? I'm not going to fly commercial to Miami. He goes, no. I got a plane. I'm going to fly the plane. We're going to go to Miami. We're going to fly in this plane to Miami. I didn't realize he's a pilot.
Oh, that's cool.
So we're going to fly. It's like a 3-hour flight, he said. And he's going to let me sit up front the whole flight. So I'm deathly afraid of flying, like just so you know. So this will be an experience for me.
Have you been in a little plane before?
I have never been in a small private plane, so I'm actually really excited about this.
Be excited, but be prepared. There's a couple things. Can I warn you about?
All right, give me the 401 here.
Okay, they're very susceptible to turbulence. Like it'll be jarring. You'll be like, and the pilot's there like, so it's nothing. Don't worry about that.
Okay,
but
good.
When you're in a large plane, like commercial, you never think about the movements, right?
Right.
There's something that happens in a small plane. It's when it yaws.
Okay.
You'll be going straight, and then you'll feel like you're skittering.
Oh God.
Like it'll go this way, and that for me, that was like, whoa. I can handle the turbulence, but this whole skittering, the yawing, that got me.
Yeah, he didn't talk about the skittering. He just said, he goes, sometimes he misses the runway, but it's fine. And he's yeah, okay. Well,
landing.
Damn it.
Yeah, landing is the one. You'll tell a pilot's skill from the landing. Hell, I could take off.
We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out, man.
Please film your experience.
Oh yeah, I'm planning on it. I don't know. I gotta contact DRL to see if I can bring camera gear in with me. I'm sure they were fine with it last year. The only thing is, because they are on such a delay, they don't allow you to release the results because they're behind. Like their episodes air 4 weeks later.
Yeah.
And it's like all hush hush who won, who's the champion of DRL. Even on social media, you never see anything. So that's gonna be the only thing. So I got to ask them about that. But
okay.
I was not aware of the skittering in that.
Yeah,
so
and I don't know if
gonna
that's
be interesting.
I don't know if that's the term, but that's the term I'm giving it. And also,
that's a good term.
Here's something else you may not have known. On all small planes, they have for exercise they have a Stairmaster in there. You can just put your feet on there and use the stair. I'm just kidding.
I did see the pedals. I will not.
That's the rudder. Don't do that. Okay. All right. Oh, this is gonna be great. I hope you can.
There's right now a debate. The people die all the time in small planes. Don't do it.
Yeah, don't do that.
I sort of side with 400 AGL. It says actually more people die in auto crashes than small planes. I think that is a truer statistics, but there are more automobiles on the road than there are small planes in the air, I would think.
Well, Ken, if you're any kind of control freak like me, I'd prefer to fly on a smaller plane, because if the pilot dies on a Delta, you can't bust in and take over the controls. You can just move the body out of a Cessna and take over.
Yeah, I mean, there's another side of planes. My goal is we get up in there, we're flying in a Piper.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask him to give me a crash course, because if he should incapacitate himself, that I can try to somehow navigate this plane. There is AC, but as he alerted to me, he said the AC doesn't work very well, so somebody will be sitting behind me and he will blow soft whispers on my nest.
Oh, that's nice.
My neck.
That's a nice thing.
Yeah.
All right.
You know what they call that?
What?
Gacy.
Okay. And with that,
we hope you enjoyed the show half as much as you would have if it had been twice as good.
Ken, it's always fun having you on, man. You're welcome.
This was fun.
Anytime. Thank you very much to Tammie Jean for being on and doing the news. She did a great job as well. I don't know if we'll ever see Jeff Sills again. He'll be back next time. Thank you to Geeksvana. Appreciate you very much. Thanks for staying up to the wee hours of the morning in the UK. Thanks to everybody for supporting the channel. We've got 3 new members. The goal was 10, but hell, 3. I'll take it. There's still time. There's still time. You can gift memberships. Please support me. I've got a Rotary habit to support. I love you guys. I love this community. I will see you next time.
And bye. I screwed that up.
Something like that.
My bad.
All right. Okay. All right.
pigeon jerky, pigeon jerky, the killer could process meat. Enjoy pigeon jerky, and you'll give your family a treat. It's balanced nutrition to help them grow, and it's full of fiber to make them grow. You'll enjoy pigeon jerky, the killer could process meat.
Yeah! That was so funny.
You'll enjoy Thursday Night Live with Ken Heron and Kelly Jeff and Bow Shark too. There'll be fun and quizzes and Kelly's misses. The bird is the word in the news. It's the #1 live stream, it's got pizzazz. There's only one rule, don't fart in the rats. If you think it's funny, super chat some money, 'cause TNL is here for you. Yeah! You'll enjoy Thursday Night Live with Ken Heron and Kelly, Jeff and Bo Shark too.